All right, good evening, race fans. Thank you for joining. We're here for the Pedal to the Metal Racing Season 3, Race 1, Daytona 500, sponsored by Camping World. My name is Scott. I am known as my PSN handle, driver handle is Tombstone. I've been sim racing since like 1994, NASCAR racing by Papyrus on PC. Jumped on NASCAR Heat with a great group of guys. Found my way here at Pedal to the Metal for broadcasting. Rookie broadcaster in the booth with me tonight is 43. 43, want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, 43 fan here, also known as Ed. Been racing online now for the last 5 years. Really stepped it up when COVID came a-calling back in early 2020. And so, this year is a little bit different. We, Scott and myself, were giving this whole broadcasting thing a try here. So, what a great night to start off with a Daytona 500. It's going to be a 100% race with the Pedal to Metal racing series. So go ahead, Scott.
All right, we're going to try and scroll through the grid here. I know that the race directors are sorting the field now for the start. We'll see if we can't scroll up through the grid. This is a NASCAR Heat 5 on PlayStation Series. They are using Discord for race comms, and they last week had 2 duels to set the field. And so what you're seeing as the grid scrolls up through here are the qualifying order set by the 2 duels, with the dual race winners occupying the front row and everybody else set by time. So this is a pretty full field. 43, how many drivers do we have logged in tonight?
I believe 36, but I have to double check that, so give me 1 second.
As we scroll through the field here, you see the front row is occupied by a sprint car and the number 6 car, Daytona, in the 4. Those were both our dual winners. There's a lot of drivers here. We're still familiarizing ourselves with their driver handles and their car numbers, so bear with us as we get to the race. But as you can see, this is a pretty robust field. We're looking at row 10, Dave O and the Lone Ranger occupying P19 and P20, all the way down to row 18 where we've got Snowy and Grateful Autumn. So yeah, that would round out 36 drivers. And what we're really looking forward to is the fact that this is a sponsored race this year through a sponsorship by Camping World. They're looking at sponsoring several, if not more, races of the Pedal to Metal Season 3 season. And Season 3, yes, season. They've had 2 previous championships run successfully on NASCAR Heat 5, and we're hoping to be with them as they run a successful 3rd season. 43, do you want to pop over to the driver's chat and maybe see if we're going to be getting invites here soon, and I'll relaunch the intro to kind of give us a chance to catch our breath and get strapped into the booth while the drivers get strapped into the seats.
Yep, I'll be right back.
Yeah, buddy.
Can you put us on mute real quick, please?
Yep, we're mute. And they're racing. Hang on a second. Yeah. Well, that's not on us. I was actually in there before. I had popped in there about 10 minutes ago talking to him. Check, check. Having some technical difficulty joining the race party, so please bear with us, and we are working with the race directors to resolve that now. All right, we're expecting to get race invites to the race lobby here shortly, and we will switch over our stream to our PlayStation feed. Just please bear with us. All right, for those viewers that have tuned in for our race tonight, we have a little technical difficulty getting the broadcast booth into the race lobby so that we can start the stream. We are working with the race directors now to resolve that. So myself, Tombstone, and 43 Fan, the two of us in the booth, will be bringing the race broadcast to you. 43 has switched over to the Discord Race Comms channel to sort things out with the race directors, and then we'll be getting this Daytona 500 Season 3 Race 1 for Pedal to the Metal series, sponsored by Camping World, race started. So please bear with us, and thank you for your patience. Again, just letting everybody know we are going racing tonight, and we will be doing a live stream of the Pedal to the Metal Season 3 Race 1 at Daytona with sponsored by Camping World. Just technical difficulties getting the broadcast team in the race lobby to be able to observe and spectate via PlayStation. So if you missed our launch of the stream, we reviewed the grid that was set by two dual races last week. It is a 36 car field, at least that's what was gridded. The racers that both ran the qualifying races last week and also signed up for it. So it's a really full field. We're hoping for some exciting action tonight. We know there's been a lot of practice going on and a lot of discussion, so we're looking for some clean racing. This is obviously a premier race. We're thankful for the sponsorship by Camping World to make this happen. The race winners will be getting a trophy. It's a points race. Season 3 is a long race. When we recap at the end of our stream tonight, we will be showing the Season 3 schedule. It's obviously visiting many of the high-profile, large super speedway, intermediate, and short tracks. I believe they've got a road course mixed in there, and the schedule, I believe, takes them all the way through May. So we hope to be, the broadcast booth hopes to be joining and broadcasting many of their races this year, and hopefully we'll have a little bit smoother start. We know we were scheduled for a 9 p.m. start, so please bear with us, and we will get back to some super speedway fast track racing action. All right, 43, you got an update for us?
Yeah, the drivers are basically right now loading screen going in to start the race, so we're going to be good to go ahead and join right now.
All right, race fans, viewers, just know that we are getting ready to switch over and go live to racing. I had recapped that we had gone through the starting grid. There's 36 drivers, hopefully. They're gridded on the grid for the race. We're hoping everybody's been able to make it tonight. We know the race got pushed back a little bit. 43, are the drivers pumped up and ready for this?
Oh yeah, everybody's really raring to go here. Looks like we're about going. They're going green right now.
Still loading in. If you want to go ahead and start the call.
Looks like we have the 4-car of Daytona. He's out on the low line. He's on the low line taking the lead here, followed by the 37 car in second place.
Outstanding. Yes, the 4-car and the 6-car were our dual winners from last week, so they got front row starting positions. We got a car way down on the apron. Do you see that?
Yeah, he's
4-car still out front, followed by the 37.
It looks like we have a front pack breaking away here. About 10 cars maybe in that opening pack.
The 6-car that started on the pole is now slotted in third. It's Brick. Brick is in the 37. He's got himself solidly in second. Sniffing a little bit on the outside. Looks like he might be taking a run on the outside, or did he just get pushed up and out? Nobody's going with him in the high line.
Yeah, everybody's getting settled in that low line right now. There's a lot of laps. I mean, we have 250 laps here total for this race tonight. This is going to be a long one. And so, I mean, really, it's not a time to be dicing up and maybe just getting settled in and just letting the laps count down.
Yep, we're trying to cycle through as we trying to change the views here. What do you got?
Oh, look at the 37 car. He got into the wall a little bit there. Coming out of going into turn 3. Yeah, he's falling back even farther.
All right, we're on board the 4-car looking back through the field. You can see it's largely single file. And if I can, I believe this is a 200-lap race tonight, right? 100%, 2.5 mile oval, 500 laps.
I'm sorry, 200 laps.
Yep.
Yeah, excuse me, sorry.
Yep, no problem. Hope our viewers can stay with us. This is going to be exciting. I believe we have the stages break down around 65 laps for stage 1, 62 for stage 2, and that would probably put 75 laps for stage 3.
That's about right, yep. Ooh, looks like the car down low on the...
Yep, looks like some people made some room for him. See if we can cycle. Yeah. Oh, 4 got slid up a little bit. 6 is making a move down low. Currently on board with Daytona. Now on board with the 6-car. Again, looking back. Daytona's trying to side draft. Nobody's going with them. Everybody's staying in a low line. Daytona's going to have to look for an opening here. There's our field as we go by through the turn. '43, I know you prefer these 2020 cars here in NASCAR Heat 5. What's it like for getting a second line going in these?
It's going to be a little more difficult. These cars are a little looser than their next-gen counterparts, and so it's, even with the next-gen cars, you're primarily going to be right on that low line, protecting that lower line, because if you get up even the highest a little bit, it's going to give the opening to somebody right behind you to sneak in right behind and take your position. So that's why I see guys are just going to be riding down here low. You'll see towards the end of the stage here. Ooh, it looks like we had a car get into the 37 car there.
Down, yeah.
Ooh, it looks like whoever that is, he's got to settle it down a little bit there.
We'll try and move through the field. Looks like the front pack is really single file. We've seen the 6-car do this before, try and jump the high line to break the draft of the low line, drop back down just as they're catching him. We saw him do that in the duels. Oh, yeah. Looks like Brick is all the way back at the back end of the field. Maybe he's playing it safe. Car spinning going into 3. Oh, wreck. 2 cars on the wall, 3 cars together. Looks like that's going to be a race caution.
Yep, everybody's there, yeah. Orderly low down here. Yep, we're under game caution.
So I know we mentioned this at the onset of the race. This race is sponsored by Camping World. We're thrilled to have them on board as a sponsor for our premier races this year, this being Season 3, Race 1, Daytona 500. Thrilled to have them on board. 43, what are you looking at in the field?
Just kind of going back here and seeing what could have caused it. Looks like we got the Lone Ranger back there. Trying to see who else is along with them.
It was somebody right in front of the 37, kind of got a little sideways and then clipped another car.
Looks like the 12 car is in the very back there. It's hard to... 96 car of Joe Moo, looks like he may have been involved in that. Early caution here too. But,
looks like we're going back green.
Yep.
Looks like we got the 4 cars currently sitting in P3. We've got 48 and the 88 out front.
Yep, the 88 is a Sale 300. He's lying up here on the bottom with the 48 out top, which is going to be Zach.
Oh, great.
On top.
Great, great, great.
Looks like we have an orderly restart here. 4 cars. Ooh, looks like a Sale. Yeah, that's the only downside. Trying to keep these cars low on the restarts on the 1 and 2.
Double zero on the wall. A couple cars hitting. Trying to flip back. They got it sorted. Yep. Everybody's still going straight.
Looks like we're good.
You hearing?
Maybe
I'm hearing the throttling down.
Yeah,
Manual
maybe
caution?
Game caution? Maybe manual caution? Hard to say. I don't see anything that'd be... Oh no, we're under game caution right now.
Game
I
caution
apologize.
because, yeah, manual caution, they would have raced back to the line.
Yeah, I don't know what caused that, but I mean, I see some cars farther back than the rest of the pack here, but I'm not sure if that was the cause of it or not. Hard to say.
Yeah, it must have happened further back. I know up front there were 2 or 3 cars that got a little 3 wide. 1 car got high. We do know that pedal to the metal race directors run manual cautions to try and save laps. In our experience, what do we lose? About 3 laps automatically under a game caution, and probably can do it in 2 under a manual caution.
Looks like we're going back to green flag here.
All right.
Looks like we have Zach now on the point. 48 car down low. With the Sale and the 88 car out in the high line, and Daytona's nestled in behind the 48 here on this restart. Let's see if we can get through 1 and 2 a little bit more steady than this last restart. Yeah,
A little bit of movement as these cars trying to get up to speed and get planted. We got 1 car dragging the wall. Just made it back down.
With these 2020
Oh,
cars.
another wreck and all the way in the back. 3 cars going around. Let me see if I can get back there.
Oh, yep, looks like typhoids.
Snowy got
Sonic
caught up in
maybe.
it. 2 cars really slow on the back stretch. I expect this is another game caution since the cars.
We're
Okay.
under a game caution right now. Yes. I'm watching the live stream of John Waterforce.
Oh.
He's currently right now sitting in 22nd. He's been he started in the back in about 29th, and he's been slowly making his way back up front, using these cautions to his benefit too.
Yeah, no surprise there. J-Dub, we know, is a fast racer, having done some league racing with them in other leagues. So a lot of these drivers, 43, and I've been on the track with them at one time or another, public lobbies, league lobbies. So I know that this is a large group, and I know these guys are still trying to get a feel out for what it's like to be on the track with each other. But it looks like we're going to go green again.
Well, not even that. They were unfairly made to wait a whole entire week to start racing. I mean, they got a little bit of a taste of it last week, and looks like we got a restart here. 48, the Zach's taking off. Got a great restart there on the bottom line, and Daytona's starting to power back on the outside.
Yeah, we're on board Daytona right now, seeing if we can't switch to a different camera angle here.
Yeah, these 2020 cars have a hard time settling in on these restarts in the first 2 turns. They get a little wobbly. Once they get the full speed,
Looks like
they're going to be...
4 cars getting some help pushing from the behind of that low line is checking out.
Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of a 4 or 5 car breakaway here on the low line, and yeah, that top looks like the 95 or 96.
Oh,
looks whoever it was.
Somebody tried to stay out of their way, but still made contact. Looks like this is going to be manual caution if they...
Nope, this is the game caution once again.
Slow down
Game
again.
caution once
Okay.
again. Yep.
We're on board with the Hoff and just saw it like materialize right around him. I couldn't get the camera angle around to see what cars were involved.
Yeah, it looked like it was the 95 or 96 car. They kind of have a similar paint scheme. He got a little bit in the wall there, and sometimes when you grab that wall, it's just really going to blow you up and slow you up big time. And the guy that was behind him had really nowhere to go with that lower line, just eating up all the space to give him any kind of room to get out of the way. So unfortunately, that's what you're going to have here at Daytona. It's just going to be one of these moments where there's not really much room to do. When a wreck happens, it happens, and there's really nowhere to go.
I know these guys are looking forward to some green flag racing here. You know, the winner's going to be getting a trophy thanks to Camping World. So everybody's looking forward to getting some green flag laps in and starting to see the laps count down, especially here in stage 1.
Yeah, we're at lap 19 out of 65 here in stage 1, so 47 laps to go here in roughly in stage 1. So we have a lot of racing left. These guys are going to just have to get these cars settled in. And it looks like we have on the front there, looks like we have the 48 and the 00 making a breakaway from the rest of the pack. That'd be K7 Dalton and the 00 pushing on the 48 of Zach there out in the point. Followed by Beer Stick Dan in the 3rd place. They haven't seen him up front that much in the last 2 weeks. So it's good to see that 73 car right there out in front.
Let me try and get up there. Currently bounced on board with T-Dog in the 78, sitting about mid-pack and about 10th spot down on the low line. Highline looks like it's really trying to hold together with the sail up there. I got guys shuffling in and out of it.
Yeah, you have a sail out there, and it looks like he has a dirt slinger right behind him. Let's see if they can get some momentum going here. And it looks like we have him behind him. 20 car possibly of Brad Schreck.
Yeah, 5-6 car breakaway. It looks like in the line. Oh, possibly 3 wide. Nope, the sail saved it. Got back out. And that low line just seems like it has all the momentum. Currently on board with a 18 car Jet Blast.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you look at that top line, there's only really 3 cars that are really nose to tail. They're not going to have much momentum. They're going to have to really get some of those guys behind them to really give them a help and boost up get pushed up front. Looks like we have a car down there below the yellow line. Hopefully he can get up there nice and clean. Looks like we're good to go.
So with the 18 car sitting in, 3, 4, 5, yeah, it looks like the top 6 cars, 7, 8, those 3 in that high line need some help, right? Good racing up front right now. Try and cycle through the field. We get some good green flag laps in. .43, I'm hearing the engine's throttle back. You seeing anything?
Nope, sorry, I'm still commenting.
That's all right. Looks like we got Snowy is falling back. I can't see if he's with anybody else. Pack got a little spread out there, so I imagine it happened somewhere after the 20, behind the 21 car of Hoff. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars spread out a little bit. It's really hard for us to tell, and whenever we call out car numbers and cautions, we're not assigning any type of blame or responsibility for the caution, just the cars that we're seeing that potentially were involved. This is super speedway racing. Cars are going to be really close to each other. In these 2020 cars, the draft, these don't have as much downforce as the 2022 cars. So we're going to be going green flag racing. Ooh, there was a little boggle on the start there. I'm trying to see what happened. Looked like one car just didn't end up going.
Looks like they're still going pretty good here. It looks like yeah. Oh nope, they're under manual caution for that restart. Looks like.
Yeah, again, we're not trying to assign any blame when we see cars that are involved, but it looked like the 10 car didn't get going. I'm really hoping. You think this is manual?
This is a manual, yes. Right now we're currently under a manual caution.
All right.
I don't know now we're under game caution with whatever took place there in the middle of 1 and 2. Not sure if it's server related. Hard to say right now.
Yeah, it almost looked like there was a little bit of a lag on the original restart. One of the cars just didn't go, and I don't know if somebody was individually lagging or if it was server lag. But yeah, back up there with about 4 or 5 cars being cleaned off the banking down to the apron. Guys in the pits are going to be getting their hammers and rollers out to beat out some fenders.
Yep, we're going to be going back to green flag racing here right now. Alright, see what we got here after all this shakes out. Looks like we have the 00 out front. 00 is driven by K7 Dalton.
Let's see if we can't get on board with Dalton.
We had a request from the chat for the 32 car, if you want to go to the 32 car about front racing.
We will. We're currently on board with the 88 Assay on the low line, P5 low line. Looks like the high line's finally gotten some momentum. There's 32. If you look out the over the hood cam, roof cam of the 88, we got the 32 car. Unfortunately, with the PlayStation tools, I'm just randomly.
I think we're having a server issue right now. Hard to say.
Okay.
Yep, we're seeing some kind of
We're looking at that black and orange flamed paint scheme of the 32 out front racing. Let's see if we can actually jump to his car.
It looks like he's moved up to about, looks like 7th place right now.
Yep. He was outside line, looking to come down in front of the 88. There we are. We're on board with out front racing. Let's see if we can switch our camera view around. It would be 7th or 8th, depending on how everything sorts out with the high line and low line under this game caution. Looks like Zach's still holding on to P1 out there.
Looks like we have some cars sitting here on pit road. Looks like they're out. Looks like WM Intimidator in the 38 car. Looks like he has had an engine expiration here. That's going to put him out of the Daytona 500. And the 10 car of Sonic. He looks like he's also.
So that might have, that might have been a drop because the way that car.
We are under a manual car. I think we're having probably
server problem.
Yeah.
If everybody doesn't know, it's something that's plagued the NASCAR Heat 5 community for better part of a year. It got good about 6 months ago, and with the game being delisted at the end of 2024, we're actually really lucky that the servers are up and running, but sometimes the quality of these connections, even midweek, can be kind of sketchy. And it's no fault of the drivers and no fault of the league or the race directors. It's something that's difficult to deal with.
It's unfortunately something we've been dealing with for a while now.
Currently on board with the 96 car, Joe Moo, back in the pack. We'll try and see how everything sorts out when we we'll see the field go back.
Down here under manual caution. Looks like they're probably hoping that whatever's going on cleans itself up on its own, but I mean.
Tell you what, I'll cycle through the field if you want to bounce up to the race comms and just hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
On board the 19 car, D'Artagnan. Old Dart, raced door-to-door with him many times. It looks like the race directors are probably trying to sort some things out here. On board with our current leader, Zach, in the 48. Try and look back through the field. 14, Jacob. Jacob is our season 2 pedal to the metal season 2 race champion. On board Jacob in the 14 car. K7 Dalton, we know he was out front from 43's call earlier in the 00. We got Frankie Mania in the 11 car. Warrior Pie in the 51 with some damage to the front end. We've got Caps Don in the 94. Lavish Racing in the 95. Beer Stick Dan in the 73. Dirt Slinger in the 9. That's a good looking Mountain Dew car. Got Dave O in the 47. Ooh, Lone Ranger's on pit road. I'm not sure if this is a pit or if this is one of the cars with the damage. We've got Gaming Legend in the 3 car. I know he's one of our alternate admins, race directors. We got Brad Schreck in the 20. Sonic in the 10 car on pit road. I think that was one of the ones that 43 called out. We have the 38 car of the Intimidator also on pit road and on board the 12 car with Elder. Yeah, 43, you're live. What do you got?
Yeah, it looks like they're having a little bit of a server issue, and they were just trying to sort out some positions before they were just going to go back to green flag. And that's what they did. They just basically were doing a roll and start just to get back up to green flag at the liner. So
Okay.
that's what we got going on right now.
All right, so we're green flag. They just wanted to kind of sort it out, not double file, right?
Correct.
Okay. Currently on board the 16 car with Allday-RJ. He's got 6 car behind him. It looks like the 66 of John Waterforce is on pit road. I can't tell if he came down for...
It does appear that John Waterforce is out of the race.
It's unfortunate we're seeing cars retire. It's, again, any of this server lag isn't anything that the race directors control. We try and manage as best as possible, and if you can use about 10 laps to get everything sorted out, then go back to green flag racing. It's good to save a race like this, especially a 100% race, 200 laps. Currently on board the 24 car Fever, cycling through the field just to kind of get everybody some screen time while we're under this kind of managed, extended manual caution.
Yeah, bear with me. I'm just trying to find another live stream to follow here.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm on with Dart now. He's in 26. Yeah, it looks like we're under another manual caution while they try to sort out some of these server issues that they're having right now.
And it's really not apparent to us when we're viewing cars. The server lag can show itself in many different ways, herky-jerky, 1 or 2 cars or the whole field staggering, but it's much easier to see when you're in the car, in the field, than it is with us just trying to observe from external, because not everything translates to our view. Currently on board the 34 car Rhino. Nascarillo in the 22. Got T-Dog. We've spent some track time with T-Dog in the 78. Snowy in the 2. Looks like he's gotten those repairs done. The 21 car of Hoff is also on pit road. Looks like we might have several cars retiring here.
Currently looks like we have about 4 cars, maybe 5 cars that are now out of the race. John Waterforce being most recent. Looks like maybe Beer Stick Dan might be another one that's retired here.
All right, they've opened up pit road. You can see probably about 10 cars, at least probably 2/3 of the field just went down pit road. Currently on board the 37 with Brick, and he's got, so we're on board with the 96 on Jomo, who is going down pit road.
Yep, it looks like we have also Dart. He's rolling down pit road. Looks like he's going for a 4-tire stop here and filling up all the way with 2 cans of gas.
Now Zach is opting to hold on to that first place position, staying out in the field. I wish when he cycled through you, so it looks like I forgot how big a field we had. So probably only half of the field went down pit road. The other half has stayed out. And here comes the cars that pitted, starting to catch the tail end of the single file.
Yeah, looks like we have about 7 cars heading in pit there.
Yeah, not
T-Dog, Jacob.
Not used to fields larger than about 20 or so. This is an impressive field to try and grid 36 cars for this premier race. Trying to get everybody through choosing lines under manual cautions and sorted for the green is important. It's probably easier on a 2.5 mile super speedway like this.
I have to say, we definitely have some out front racing fans in the chat tonight. They are letting it be known that they are cheering on the 32 car here.
All right, well, let's go see. We currently on board 14. Jacob, like I said before, our season 2 pedal to the metal racing champion. K7 Dalton 00, Frankie Mania in the 11. Got Warrior Pie still showing damage on the front. I'm quite sure that he doesn't have that damage, but sometimes the game doesn't catch up. On board the 94 with Caps Don. We're going to figure out his race handle here at some point. Lavish Racing in the 95. Beer Stick Dan's on pit road. I think you're right. I think any of those cars on pit road. Are they doing a single file restart? Looks like they're doing a single file restart.
Looks like.
Yep.
Yep, we have some guys that dropped into the grass there. I don't know what's.
Oh, I'm on board Dirt Slinger, and it looks like they Went green flag racing. Single file restart, probably trying to avoid the side-by-side issues they were having with lag. Looking back, the field did get strung out a little bit. Dirt Slinger and the 9 cars currently in 5th. I'm sorry, 6th. The top 3 cars have kind of gotten a little bit of a breakaway. On board with Gaming Legend and the 3 car, so he's got a great view of this battle up front. He's currently in 7th.
Yep, saddle right behind the 9 car of Dirt Slinger. Yep.
The second group of 3, actually 4 if you count the 3 cars, just ate up that first group of 3. Gaming Legend's feeling that power of the draft and is trying to put it on the outside. Not sure he's got anybody to be able to go with him. This is a breakaway of the top 7 cars.
Looks like he's going to settle back down. It looks like the 6 jumping out. I think he just got pushed out. I don't think he meant to do that.
Let's see if I can't cycle up through this.
We have, and the 18 car, that's a name we haven't mentioned much at all, is Jet Blast 352. He's quietly made his way up in there in the top group.
All right, well, you know what I can see here? We're on board Out Front Racing in the 32 for those Out Front Racing fans in the YouTube chat. He is leading the second pack. So we've got the first 7 cars, mostly single file. It looks like he's got Rhino, if I'm not mistaken. I might be confusing numbers. I'm used to seeing Rhino in the 34. Let's see if I can't jump on board.
34 car, I'm sorry, it is Rhino. Yep, he's in 34. 11 car jumping out below him there. That's Frankie Mania. And it looks like Rhino's going to try to sneak back in behind him. And right in front of the 94 of L7 K-Laps, that name.
Yep, Caps Don. All right.
We're going to call him Don.
Yep.
So,
Big Don. All right. Still on board 32, 11, 34, 94. These guys have to work together to be able to catch that lead pack.
It looks like they're doing a good job of it. They're sticking nose to tail. They're going to be building some good momentum here, and they're going to be catching up to that front pack, I would say, here in the next lap or so.
Yeah, you're right. That's a pretty tight low line there. There's really no gap between that second group and that third group now. I'm sure these drivers are talking, you know, help you, get me to the front pack, and then we can go racing. Can you tell from the stream you're watching how many laps we've got left in stage 1?
I believe it was 28 to go. It might be 27 here at the line. I'll verify that in 1 second.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not going to even be 2 laps. Out front is in the draft of the 3, and looks like he's going to take his line to the high side.
Oh, and nobody's going with them. No! Oh, there we go. 94 is going to jump up there along with the 11. These are some real racers. They want to. It's unfortunate. Nobody else was going to jump up there.
They had all that momentum. They decided to pack it in underneath the 3 car.
27 laps here in the closing of stage 1, so it's a little bit too early to go out there and try to get those points. But
I'd like to see if it works though before I have to try it for real.
Yeah, I mean, right now you want to be doing this early in the early stages to really find out if you can really be up there at the end to make a push to get to the front. So
figure out who's going to go with you, who can work that high line with you. Figure it out now.
32 learned that 11's not going to be his best friend here at the.
Nope.
In the
we got 1 car touching the wall a little.
Oh, 11 gets underneath Reinov in the 34, pushes him out of the way. Reinov goes and saddles in behind him again one more time.
On board with Allday-RJ in the 16, currently in 3rd.
And it looks like the 32 is going to find himself a spot there and behind the rest of these guys. Oh. That 11 car, he's making moves. He wants to. Oh, looks like he's making moves. He wants to get his way up to the front.
Sprint cars.
That 11 car, I'd be watching.
Oh, sprint car's making a move on the outside of the 16. Looks like we got 2 rows going for the front. He dipped down. Zach has lost the lead. 00's gone to the front, being pushed by the 16 and the 6. Is the 48 going to be able to get down?
Nope, not enough room. Got Rhino behind him. Those guys have raced together.
Yeah, they have. Fast. Zach and Rhino might try and convince somebody else to come up front.
That 11 car, he is backing off big time. I don't know what he's. Yep, he backed off big time to get behind the rest of these guys. I don't know if he was getting nervous about something. But 11 car, he was with those guys, and he is way off the pace, actually.
Zach's finally slotted himself in back here, probably around 8th. Currently aboard the 9-car Dirt Slinger. Looks like he's in 5th. Right behind the 00, the 16, the 6, and the 18.
And it looks like we got K7 lead in the back on the back stretch with the 16 right behind him. Should be 23 to go at the line.
All right, just cycling through the field. Back on board with 16-car Allday-RJ. Some of these cars are trying to work together just to get bunched back up, race to the end of the stage.
I'm surprised that 18 car. He's been quiet last 2 weeks through the duels, and now he finds himself in the top 5 at the Daytona 500. Oop, he's jumping out. That's
18. Yep.
Ah, nobody's going with them.
Currently on board sprint car in the 6. Who do we have in the 00?
00 is K7 Dalton.
All right.
Looks like he's the one that's been. I think he's led the most laps so far here in this race today.
Yeah, I think Zach had a lot in the 48 car under those caution laps, but he's definitely led the most under green flag. Kind of opening it up there, and I'm not sure if that's intentional, just letting his car run, but he's kind of opening it up mid-turn for the 16. 18's right there on the 6's bumper, giving them, yep, that's a nice little push all the way to the front.
Ooh.
9-car outside, 3 wide. Looks like they've survived.
Yeah, it looks like there may have been a little bit of a lobby lag spike there. Because you see the amount of space that was generated between the 16, the 6, and the pack behind them. Looked like there was some kind of lag spike in between those guys there to get that.
Sprint car is kind of in no man's land right now.
That's all right. He's proven that he can get up there. He was a winner of one of the dual races last week, I should say. And so he's proven that he can make his way to the front at Daytona.
Finally on board with the leader. It took a long time to try and, like I said, in the...
It's a lot of cars have cycled through, I agree.
Yeah, with the PlayStation interface, you can't just pick the car you're on board with, so you kind of randomly move through, and as the cars resort themselves, sometimes you get a different order. So finally on board the 00, looking back at the field. Yeah, he and the 16 definitely got advantage from whatever that was, side by side. A little bit of...
That should be 20 to go there at the line.
Spike.
So they've got plenty of time behind those two up front to really get caught back up, and it might even be their benefit. They're going to have a lot of time away from the front there to really work together and get used to working together behind these guys. These guys are going to become best friends, though, after this race.
We'll see what it comes down to. Yeah, obviously stage points are important. All points are important during the season. But we'll see.
Only one thing that matters.
Yeah,
winning.
Exactly, winning. Especially with this race, where we're thankful to have for our sponsor for being able to give a trophy to the race winner. Again, Camping World is our sponsor for this Season 3 Race 1 Daytona 500 of the Pedal to the Metal Racing Series. 6 has caught the leaders, and 6 looks like he's going around to the high side.
Yep, he's going back to a place that he's very familiar with the 18 car behind him. That 18 car, I'm telling you, man, he is a dark horse. He's quietly been just making his way up to the front of this race.
3-car has slotted himself in 3rd in the low line and is pushing on the 16, pushing on the 00. Looks like the low line's going to... High line can't do it with just 2 cars out there.
Nope, unfortunately, those guys are not going to get much help.
All that momentum when the 6 was leading that pack that caught these 2 guys by themselves.
And, yeah, they could have used that to their advantage, but it looks like they didn't want to push the 6 car up to the front.
Yeah, if that whole line had decided to go on the outside, it's tough. You think you got friends until you try and make a move in the draft, and then you know who you got and who you don't. It's a great view back from the 00 through the field. You can see the banking see how the cars move around in the draft. Some of that movement's intentional, some of them it's not. The track can be rough in spots. Some of the cars are getting pushes from behind. Sometimes the cars handle it better. Different parts of the track, you never really want to get pushed right as you're entering the turn. You got enough momentum taking you kind of out towards the wall. But
And in these super speedway situations, the drivers or the cars that are in the mid pack, they're going to be building up huge runs because they're going to have the draft is just ridiculous at these super, and they're going to have a closing rate that's going to be sometimes hard for them to even control. That they're going to jump out to the outside because they don't want to hit the car in front of them. So that's what you're going to be seeing there in the middle pack a lot of times. These guys just trying to avoid causing a caution with the amount of momentum that's being generated from the draft.
we're looking at the field on board the 00 car through one of the TV cams. It's a really good kind of speed shot of how fast these cars are going. 3 wide, 6 in the middle, 18 outside. Let's see if we can't get back.
Ooh, at 18. Yep. Oh, this is a 6 found some room there and
sorted it out.
He did, but looks like the 18's searching for an opening still. He's going to fall back. He was up there. He's been up there for a better portion of this race, or this stage at least.
I caught a glimpse of it. I think it's exactly what you said. Just somebody got a run, had to kind of either lift or move so as not to get in the car in front of him, and that kind of opened the door for somebody, and then that opened the door for somebody else, and they kind of got a little 3 wide action there. We've got some good drivers here. They were able to handle that, get it sorted out, and we're still under green. I'm pretty sure that, people that are just looking for at the race as a whole are kind of comfortable running outside that top pack. We're currently on board the 11 with Frankie Mania. I think he's behind 14, which is Jacob. So these guys might just be kind of trying to avoid any big incidents, keep the fenders on their car, especially after all the cautions we had early here in stage 1, and just let stage 1 run itself out.
That's the thing I think too as well. A lot of these guys are probably it's not fun under caution. You as you know as well. So some of these guys are just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back here and I'm going to wait for time later on this race. There's no reason to be racing so hard so early on when it's 200 lap.
Yeah, Frankie's slotted in between Jacob and Gigantic Brick in the 37. So they're making laps back here. So Warrior Pie, we're back up with Don in the 94, about mid-pack. A little racy up front. Let's see if we can't start looking. So we're doing a rear chase. I'm sorry, we're doing chase cam on the 94. Currently looks like he's in about 10th spot.
Yeah, 94 car of, that's your buddy. That's Don.
Yep, Don. Yep. We'll figure it out, Don. Good looking Sunoco paint scheme.
That's one of my favorite ones, yeah, absolutely.
Got some movement, probably just induced by momentum. Car's sorting itself out. Laps are counting down. On board 95, Lavish Racing right behind Elder in the 12. They're kind of running by themselves right now. Just jumped on board the 9 car Dirt Slinger. Slinger's 4th, 8th, currently sitting in 8th.
Yep. He's been quietly sitting there all race. I haven't seen much of him up front, but he's been sitting in the middle of the race. That's a good place to be. I mean, as I said in the dual races, you want to be right in the middle. 5th on back is a good position for the races. You're not, you're saving a lot of fuel too, and that's going to be key here in a 200 lap event is who could save the most fuel when it gets down to the wire.
Yeah, it looks like the 18 was trying to make a move on Don. It's not going to work. He's going to fall back in. As our lead pack races by here, probably at least half the cars are in this lead pack, if I would dare say. It looks like there's 15 to 16 cars in this lead pack. I know we've got about 4 cars on pit road. Right behind the 9 car, we've got 47 Davo in the Kroger Chevy.
Davo. We're going to be approaching.
Oh, look like Daytona. Daytona got a little inopportune push, possibly by Don. He went down below the line. Don's making a move on the outside. 18 sticking with the 4 car. I can't tell who that is going outside with the 94 with Don, but they're definitely have fallen back off a... Okay. So that's Snowy working with Don and the 94 car on the outside. That little bobble between whoever was pushing the 4 and that pack really separated them from 47 and that lead pack. Oh, now we've moved up to Gaming Legend and the 3. I know we've been on board with him before. Yep.
I'll be right back. The producer is calling me out of the booth real quick.
Yep, gotcha. Roll. I'll mute your mic. Let me know when you're back. All right, 43 is going to step away from the booth. We're on board with the 3 car in 3rd. This is Gaming Legend. He is one of the alternate admins and race directors. You can see from this chase view, he's working with the 1600, and he's got Zach the 48, one of our early race leaders. 16 either got pushed up or slid up. The 3 is making a move, big push. We do have a lap car way out there in turn 3 right now, while the leader is on the backstretch. I'm sure the leader is going to be communicating with that lap car as we go through. Let me see if we can figure out. So the 16 is not slotted in. We got Rhino in the 34, sprint car in the 6. Trying to pick up all these paint schemes. Looks like the 16 might be slotted into 7th place, right in front of the 9 car. Still on board 3 with Gaming Legend. There it is. Brad Schreck's in the 20, so he's right behind Sprint Car and right in front of the 16, who got shuffled out of 2nd place. We got the 9 and the 47 comprising this top pack here. Looks like Out Front Racing is part of the 2nd pack, where the 4 got kind of shook out of that top pack. They are catching. Looks like either the 47 is intentionally backing up to him, or he kind of got shuffled back a little bit. He might be falling back to try and get this 2nd pack a bridge to that front pack. Both he and the 9 looks like they've fallen off the tail of the front pack. Here we are at 16. You can see the gap between the 16 and the 9. The 9 is falling back. The 47 is falling back. That big 2nd pack has caught the 47. Looks like the leaders. Let's try and get up to the leaders as they are slowly catching. We're on board the 34 of Rhino in 4th. You can see they're starting to catch that lap car. And I think from this position we should be able to look back and see where that... You can see Rhino's giving a good push to the 48. So we can see the 9 car is now the bridge. Looks like the 9 car has fallen back off of the 16. Little contact between the 34 and the 6. That was probably just a lot of momentum that 6 didn't want to throw away. And let's see if we can't look back. Still going, still going. Got this lap car. The leaders are, I'm assuming, talking to those lap car, asking them to stay high. Let this line of the leaders get through 3 and 4 here and enter the tri-oval in the preferred groove. Again, on board with Rhino in 4th. Not really sure who we've got here. We'll try and see if we can't grab a car number as we go by. I don't want to miss this racing right here at the front. Looks like 51. That's going to be Warrior Pie on the outside. Still has a little bit of damage here. At this point, it looks like he'd be the only car 1 lap down. He'd get that back at the end of stage break for the Lucky Dog. Let's make sure everybody's getting by. We're going to cycle through the field here. We're looking back at the 48, the 34, the 6, the 20, and the 16. Oh, it looks like Rhino got moved up a little bit. That might have been, again, a little shuffle with momentum and a push. The 20 is going to not want to let the 34 down. They are beating and banging. The 34 is going to hold his spot. The 20 was robbed of his momentum. The 6 car made it through. We know drivers are encouraged not to improve their position below the double yellow line, just as in NASCAR. It's kind of tough sometimes. You go down there just so you don't run over somebody. I think the 34 is going to let the 6 car know and dive back in. It's a good way to keep your momentum up, just to pop out. You're not losing any RPMs. You can just pop out, let the car slow down naturally instead of cracking the throttle or dragging the brake to try and save some momentum. 34 is giving it to the 6 there, a little bump. We're going to be winding down on laps here. I assume that we're going to be less than 10 laps to go in stage 1. We're going to stay with this lead pack here because this is some really good racing. Got the 20 and the 16. The 6 is really pushing the 48. I think that's what the 6 did with the 34. Gave him a really good shove. Looked like 20 moved over. 16 is now by. 16 is going to be getting in on the draft of the 34. Not sure if the 20 maybe got some side damage or front end damage with contact with the 34 earlier, but it looks like he's kind of let out. Getting really racy here. Still on board with Rhino in the 34, currently in 5th. Dalton is out front. Let's see if we can't move to the front. Oops. All right, on board K7 Dalton. Looks like Zach either got pushed out or is moving out. Zach and Rhino, high line, 48 and 34. Got the 00 and the 3, followed by the 6 and the 16. Looks like Zach is going to dip back in. Not sure how many laps we have left here. Unfortunately, without having a second stream up, I'm not going to be able to monitor. It's exciting as we're coming close to the end of stage 1 here. Want to remind everybody that this Pedal to the Metal Series Season 3 Race 1 showcase race here at Daytona 500 is sponsored by Camping World. We're pleased to have them on board as a sponsor. They are recognizing the winner with a trophy. This is a points race for their Season 3 championship. We're currently riding on board 00 K7 Dalton, who is at the lead pack as laps are winding down to stage 1. Looks like the 3 car is falling back, trying to figure out if he can make a high line transition with 34 Rhino and Zach the 48. He's definitely backing up. You got to know that Dalton is looking in his rearview mirror. 3's car's got to run. You got to push from the 6. 3 cars jump into the high line to see if he can get a push from them. It's kind of tough. I don't know if I'm going to lose the lead pack if I start moving drivers. There's a 3 car. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run. Decides to slot back in. Dalton's trying to shake and bake a little bit here. Make sure to keep his car out front. All right, that looks like that's going to be on stage 1. We got the 00 K7 Dalton followed by the 3, the 6, the 16, possibly the 34 and 48, also sliding into the top 5. So thank you for watching our stage 1, being patient as we got our race kicked off. As soon as 43 fan gets back, we'll try and see if we can't get some more recap of the stage 1 finish order. Again, this is the Pedal to the Metal Racing Series Daytona 500 sponsored by Camping World. This is a 100% length race. We've just completed stage 1. Should have been 65 laps. Unfortunately, we had, it looks like, some server issues with potential lag. And for the first part of stage 1, we're getting ready to go stage 2. Let's sort through the field here. This is a green flag. We are on board the 37, currently sitting probably in about 20th of Gigantic Brick. And here we go. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Stage 2. This should be about 62 laps between stage 1 and stage 2. I think it nets us about 125 of the 200 laps, so we're expecting 75 laps for stage 3. Some of those might be ate up with the stage break, so it might break down to about 72 laps. Got some movement here at the back of the field. 78, we got 3 wide, 3 wide. Looks like they're going to sort it out. I'm going to try and See if we can't jump to the front here. Looks like we've got a new car out front. On board with Zach, currently in what would be 5th. No, it looks like Sprint Car is going to be out front. Zach in the 48 in 5th. K7 Dalton in 2nd. So we're going to have to see where the 3 ended up. It was the 00 and the 3, followed by the 6, or for our top 3. And all right, let me just turn on your mic. 43, welcome back. Thanks. We just finished stage 1. This is our probably second green flag lap of stage 2. The finishing order was the 00, the 3, and the 6 for the top 3 positions.
Nice. It looks like that number 6 car is now back out front.
He is. I haven't quite found. Okay, here's the 3 car. The 3 car looks like he's currently in 6th spot behind the 48.
We're under a game caution.
All right, I was wondering. I just jumped on board Flanky Mania and it was just going back and forth. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, it looks like we have a car in the back there. I don't know. I didn't see what took place, but there's a car. Oh, it looks like there's 2 cars. Oh. I think some of our fans in the chat are not going to be happy to hear it's one of them is out front racing back there.
All right, just to kind of set the front of the field here, because it was the 6 and the 00. 6 looks like he's fallen back a little bit. So he's currently in 5th. The 3 is in 6th. We've got the 88. That's a Sale, right?
That's correct. That is a Sale.
Going to be in 7th. Let's see if we can get to the front of the field here. Sorry, folks. Again, can't pick the car too. Yep, we're on board with out front racing. The back, he's got some damage. Game caution, going to be going back. Green flag racing.
6 cars still up front.
6 cars back out front. 6 car 00 to the outside.
16, 24, 48, 3, and the 88.
All right, outside of the 88 is the 11, Frankie Mania. All right, here they are, green flag racing, probably only about 6 laps into stage 2, expected to be 62 laps.
Yep, cars are coming up to full speed here, going into turn 1.
Lots of movement. People on the outside, 3 wide, little 3 wide action there, 00s on the outside.
If the 22 gets in the wall, oh, it's causing a little bit of a chain reaction. Oh, that was a 34. That was riding on this.
Oh!
Oh, it looks like we pushed the 22 down there. Maybe the 34. It's hard to tell with those two. They kind of look similar. Let me see if I can go on back and take a look here.
Yeah, we're currently on board Sprint Car looking back at the field. Currently under green. We'll see if this is a manual caution. We'll hear him let out as they cross the start-finish line. They'd race back to the line under manual cautions.
Looks like that was Ryanov in the 34.
They're all spreading out. I expect this is going to be a manual caution.
It is a manual caution. They are rolling it up right now.
Okay.
They're trying their best. Yep.
One thing under manual cautions, especially with so much speed here at the super speedways, we encourage everybody not to lift at the start-finish line, but go ahead and get well into 1 and 2 before you start backing down and getting down to, caution speed. So
the race director is going to be hammering that home every single time a caution like this happens.
I think especially because earlier we saw that accordion effect happen almost just outside the tri-oval. So the lead car's backed up, and I think it jammed everybody up in it was crossing the start-finish line. So what we know is that cautions sometimes breed other cautions, but also race restarts get the field grouped back up. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Hopefully they'll get some good solid green flag laps and let the field sort itself out. And we'll see as good a racing here in stage 2 as we did mid to late in stage 1. Everything good at the home office, 43?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, good deal.
Looks like we have some takers for pit road here. Looks like Davo and Dart look like they're below here, the yellow line.
All right.
18 car coming in behind him too. That's Jet Blast 352.
It's about a third of the field going in.
Yep, 20 to 78. That's a guy we haven't talked much about tonight. That's T-Dog 42.
Yeah, T-Dog.
We've raced with him.
Cycle through the field. 37 car Gigantic Brick. 96 Jomu, who's right there with the 00. Dalton. Frankie Mania in 11. 88 Assail. 19 D'Artagnan. 48 Zach. 14 Jacob. 51 Warrior. Warrior looks like he's would have gotten his lap back. He was the, I think, only car that went a lap down on under green flag. Would have gotten his lap back on that stage break. What's the 94 doing on pit road? Is he still? That'd be Don.
Let's take a look here.
We're on board 95 Lavish Racing. 94 is still on pit road. Is he moving? Is he moving?
Not seeing much out of him.
All right.
Maybe we.
Dirt Slinger in the 9 is currently slotted in behind the 11 of Frankie Mania. Dave O's catching the field here in the 47, that Kroger Chevy.
Yeah, it looks like the 94 is retired tonight.
Yikes. All right.
Well, it's unfortunately for Don.
All right, we got
Don, we'll figure out how to say your name correctly.
Yeah, pronounce your handle.
Next time. Yeah.
Think they're going to do a single file restart?
They may. I think that's kind of has worked for them, so let's see what they do here.
Currently on board the 12 car with Elder. Kind of sitting at about 15th behind the 9 car and the 11. He's just kind of biding his time on the outside. Probably trying not to catch any damage by some accordion. Looks like they might be going green flag because he's dropping back in here. Let's see if I can't move to the front. Out front racing the 32. We're on board the 16 Allday-RJ, which is right behind the 6 car.
Yep, sprint car in the 27. He's going to be leading us up here to the restart zone. And it looks like we're green flag. We are green flag.
Yep. All right. So opted for a single file restart just to catch any of that side-by-side action that was breeding the cautions. Still got 1 car down on the apron way back there. 6 cars checked out a little bit. We're on board.
2 cars down low, yeah.
All right, we're on board
we're coming to speed, though.
On board the 16 car in Allday-RJ in P2. Looking back, 6 cars kind of jumped out a little bit, and 16, I think, is trying not to get too far out in front of the 24.
32 fans, your 32 car is now moved up into 17th place.
16's car is getting some help. 6 cars breaking the draft by running the high line.
He was doing that in the duels, and it worked out well for him.
Yep.
It's an interesting strategy. I think it kind of just helps him keep the speed going into these corners, and he's just basically pulling them along with them for the ride.
Yep, he pulls out. They don't get the benefit of his draft, and then he pulls down right as they're at the peak, at their peak entry speed, and takes advantage of it. We'll see if anybody.
It's the preferred line around here for me too. I like that line. You're using the hill of the turn to help you gain speed. We learned that from our old buddy there. I can't remember his name. We used to race with them. Dirty Dog. That's a shout out for Dirty Dog.
Using that banking and gravity to kind of get you a little extra oomph on that.
You just say it. Dale Orton Jr. says use the turns, use the downhill slope.
Who we got in the 24? Okay, we're currently. Oh, that's Fever. All right. I know we've mentioned his name tonight, but that's obviously a 24 car, followed by Zach in the 48, followed by the Valvoline. Trying to see all these numbers here as they go streaking by. The 88 of Assail, 4 in Daytona, and I believe that's going to be the Gigantic Brick in the 37. Just jumped on board Jet Blast. He's kind of back with the 20 right now. See if I can't figure it out.
Looks like we got the 00 followed by 11, Frankie Mania. Let's see, 9 car of, sorry, I was looking at 9 car of Dirt Slinger. Apologize for that.
Oh, my bad. Behind the 4 is not the 37, it's the 14. That's Jacob.
Oh.
Yep, Jacob.
This is we all know too.
Yep. He's been more biding time at the back of the pack, mid to far back, but now he's slotted right in the top 5.
We haven't mentioned him at all until now.
1, 2. So Daytona's currently sitting in 6th, so that would put Jacob in 7th. So it looks like we got about top 15 cars staying pretty much single file for that first breakaway pack. 6 cars running his line. I know everybody thinks that they're going to be able to just get to his bumper and lock him out, but it doesn't seem like that's ever worked yet. Somebody's got to be bold enough whether they're going to try and pull a crossover in the middle with them, but they'd have to know that somebody behind them is going to go with them.
Yep.
Shaking out a little bit. Looks like the 4 car is going to try and jump to the outside. Is he going to get squeezed out? Jacob is closing the door on the low line for the 4. Elder just moved past the 4, and the 4 is able to drop in. I think he's currently in around 15th, so he went from about 6th to 15th.
Sorry, who was that?
Actually, he's around 11th or 12th. That's Daytona in the 4 car.
Oh, yep.
Jacob just jumped to the outside. Same fate's happening to Jacob. I'm not sure if they're just getting a push at the wrong time and kind of moving up to avoid.
Yeah, you're gonna really build a big, huge draft, and the closing race is ridiculous when you're that, in that position, and you're just you have nowhere to go. Sometimes you're just gonna jump out of the line just to not cause a caution.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Moon, the 96, is just at the tail end of this lead pack. He's still sniffing the draft, but he's not far enough back to be any type of bridge for that second group. Oh, he's the one that's right behind the 4 car. I saw the TRD paint scheme, and I wasn't sure which car it was. So Joe Moon, the 96, is sitting probably in around 13th, right behind the 4 car. Second pack is organized, though.
They are. You got Rillo 41, D'Artagnan, Rhinov, out front racing. Our friends, he's right now currently sitting 14th. Who's leading that pack? 13th. Hard to say right now. But yeah, they're working along pretty well.
Our current view is with the 88 Chase Cam. Big push. Oh, Frankie was pushing the 88 right as he was pushing the 48. There was nowhere really for his momentum to go. Frankie got kind of out of line. He's going to have to sort it out. He's back there with Elder in the 12, and
he's gonna come up right behind Jacob in the 14 car.
All right. Still on board
between the 14 and the 4.
Still on board the 88, but you could see the 88 was already in contact with the 48, and so when the 11 made contact, it was almost like he got stalled out. He had nowhere to deliver his momentum.
Oh, what happened there? It looks like D'Artagnan got out of that second pack. I don't know what happened. He's way off pace.
Yep, just on board Darts. He's really fallen back. Thankfully, he's going to see a line of cars in his rearview mirror.
Yep, you got Warrior Pie and Gigantic Brick right behind him, about a second back behind him right now.
All right, we're on board with Zach. Unfortunately, some of these cars, when I click into them, we're not getting any of the audio. Zach is one of them. We hear the crowd noise. We just don't hear any of the engine noise. So it's a little quieter for some of these views. Like I said, you can see the 48 giving a push to the 24. Here's a better view of being able to see when their bumpers are making contact. 24 is giving a push to the 16, 48 to the 24, 88 to the 48. They're all doing this to try and maximize the momentum when that 6 car is running his really wide open entry into turn 3 there at the end of the backstretch. Currently on board with Jacob, looking from the chase cam forward at the field. He's currently behind Frankie Mania and behind Elder in the 12. In front of Elder's the 9 car. I think 14 is currently in 10th. Jacob's in 10th. And what does he have behind him? He's got 3 cars behind him.
Jacob would be Daytona in 11th and Joe Moo in 12th currently. Right
Okay. Back on Ford, the 00, one of our previous leaders, K7 Dalton.
Ooh, 12 car. Just jumped out of line there. He's going to fall back. Looks like he's going to fall in behind
Joe
Moo, yep.
All right.
That's unfortunate. Looks like it was one of those, you get a big, huge run and have nowhere to go with it, and you just have to jump out. And
can you tell how many laps we've got left for stage 2 here?
We're at 19 out of 62. So this is going to be a long stage.
00 got either a bad push and went way below the line, and everybody kind of let him back up. But there's now a second pack. That top 5 cars are stepped out. Top 6 cars. Okay, Dalton the 9. So 00, 9, and 11 are. Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
no, that's all right. They're catching them. That actually might have been a plan to try and figure out how much they could fall back and how much run they could get off of it.
I'm gonna go back and watch this third group and see what they're doing here.
All right.
It looks like we have Gaming Legend leading the 32, the 34, and the 20, along with the 18 and 22 car. Those are some decent races. They're working well together. They're gonna be trying to make their way back up to catch up to these guys, but they have a long way to go. But we have a lot of race yet, though, too.
Yep, we do. So we're currently in 7, riding along with the P7 car, which is the 9 car of Dirt Slinger. Coming across the start-finish line now.
Yep, at the line, it'll be 42 laps remaining here in stage 2.
As the Season 3 Race 1, obviously a premier race, premier track, and a sponsored race by our sponsor, Camping World. The race directors and league opted to go for a 100% race, 200 laps here at Daytona. It's a big commitment from our drivers. It's a weeknight. Most of our drivers, have it's a work night, school night. They've got families, so we appreciate the Pedal to the Metal Series drivers, especially coming out in force, setting a field of 36 drivers. I think we still have probably 30 on track.
Yep.
Big push, big accordion. 11 got into the 9. The 9 had to check up because the 0 and the I can't see who's in front of the 00.
The 00 would be the 88 car of Sale.
All right, I think they all got checked up.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. There was a lot of big, huge run, nowhere to take that momentum, and it's the thing is these guys none of them want to step out and get that high line yet. They're just they're all settling in. That's just what we're gonna have right now for the next how many more laps to go? 150
Yeah.
or so.
Pretty sure the 14 car is riding where he's at. He's given a bit of a gap to that lead pack cars. He's got 3 cars behind him, which is Daytona, Jomu, and Elder. I think they're content to be right there and let that top 8 kind of sort themselves out.
Yeah, it's just better off just to sit down, relax. Especially if some of these guys they're going to be in a gaming rig with a wheel. Some guys are going to be on a controller.
Oh, we got a car really slow down on the apron, trying to pick up who that is. 47, 78, T-Dog and Davo just went by him.
Yeah, it's like the 51 is spinning out here. Yep, he's spinning on the backstretch. Single car spin, that'd be Warrior Pie. I caught it at the very start of the spin.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened there.
He was really off pace. It looked like he had a tire blowing, and I'm not sure if that's what induced the spin there. But we're on board the Davo and the 47 riding right behind the 78, making laps.
Let's see if that's enough to generate a caution. These guys were already past the line, I believe, when that took place, because we're still full speed with the leaders on the backstretch.
I just jumped back on board in the chase cam with the 16 car in P2 with Allday-RJ right behind the 6. So we'll see if they spread out a little bit, racing back to the line, see if there's going to be a manual caution.
Looks like we're staying green.
Staying green. All right.
Yep.
I know it's tough. They do try and do manual cautions for one-car spins at other tracks. I'm not sure if Warrior, what he called out.
Call it.
Yeah. But it's tough when we've had some, I believe, server lag type cautions, eating up a bunch of the races to regroup everybody for a single car spin at a track like this. Props to the race directors, Daytona, Assail, and I believe Gaming Legend as an alternate admin are all trying to call the race while driving. Been there, done that. It's difficult. Want to preserve the integrity of the race while also giving everybody a fair chance. Things not of their doing when their car spins out. Make sure that they can still feel like they've got an investment on track to finish the race. So props to the race directors. This is a big field. It's great to have a sponsor. Camping World, if you haven't heard it mentioned a few times already, Camping World is our sponsor tonight of our Pedal to the Metal Season 3 Race 1 Daytona 500. There is a trophy on the line for the winner. This is a points race. There are stage points and obviously race end points at stake here. This is a long season. Before we close our race broadcast tonight, we'll put the race schedule up on the screen. We'll also give a shout out, make sure you can see our Discord. Looking back at the rear chase cam to the 16, you can still see the 6 cars running that wide line, that wide open to the turn, and still has enough room and momentum to turn down right on the nose of the 16. This front group, looks like a second group might have caught him.
Yeah, it looks like that 00 and 00 the 4. No, it looks like the same group. It looks like they just kind of broke up a little bit. Yeah,
right.
I'm going to try to find that second group again, see what they're currently doing.
48 and the 88 got together just a little bit right there. The track gets a little off kind of camber there. The banking changes right there in the tri-oval. And if you get your tires a little bit too close to the yellow line, the banking changes even more. Can kind of pull the nose down. So we were on board the 24 and saw the 88's nose get in underneath, but they got it sorted out. Big push by the 88 to the 24. Looks like the 6 opted to stay in line that time, always pushing out now in the middle of 3. That's a little interesting. Usually he does that move well before the entrance to 3. On board
he might be getting pushes from behind there, forcing him up that high, but it looks like he has a strong enough car and strong enough of a steady hand to keep that car planted in the middle of the corner when those kind of situations happen.
On board the 34, which is leading this group with the 18. Looks like the 18, the 20, the 3, and the 22 all grouped up making laps here. T-Dog in the 78 still with Dave-O in the 47. Back into our lead group here in the 4 car. Looks like the 00 and the 4, along with Joe Moo and with the 14 and the 12 Elder, have all caught the lead pack. So the lead pack just doubled in size. Looks like our leader's going to be catching lap traffic here. I can't really tell what the cars are.
Let's see. Probably be the 51 and somebody else. It's hard to say who the other car may be. Like 1, 2.
Yep, watching the lead pack.
95. 51 and 95 are right in front of the leaders here. Oh, they're probably hoping that these guys have to pit soon for fuel. I know I would be. But they're going to be no match for this big group of cars.
Looks like they're running a clean high line, giving the preferred low line to the lead pack. On board the 6, chase cam view as they are coming up on these slower cars.
You're going to catch them at the wrong time.
Yep.
Here in the middle of the corner. Let's see how this goes. I feel like we're going to get cleanly through that. Good job, the drivers there.
Yep. Courtesy is giving the faster lead lap cars the right of way, the preferred groove. Doesn't look like all that lead pack has made it past them until now. Ooh. Yes.
Oh, something happened there with that 95 car. He lost the draft of that 51 car. It looks like that other group back there is starting to maybe make up some ground here too.
On board with Brick and the 37. He's with the 19, the 47, and the 78 of T-Dog. Just jumped on board Joe Moo and the 96. They've got their pack going.
It's a pretty decent sized pack with some really great drivers. I just don't think it's going to be enough cars to really get themselves up there. But, you know, the thing with the 2020 cars, they do have the ability to, if you run nose to tail and really use that draft to your benefit, you can catch a bigger group of cars, though, compared to the next-gen cars.
On board the 88, a sail with Elder in tow, kind of falling off the lead pack here. Still probably sniffing the draft, being patient. There's been some bobbling and some movement, but there's never been really hard racing, I would say, in this lead pack.
No, they're all content with where they're at right now. They're just letting the laps count down.
Oh, that's Dart in the 19. Yep, okay. So it looks like it's
laps to go here in stage 2.
How many?
About 29, it looks like.
Okay. It looks like it's Dart with Davo, Gigantic, and T-Dog in the 4-car group. Back on forward with Zach, one of our leader early in stage 1 when we cycled through all those cautions. He's currently running in 3rd behind the 16 and the 6. Currently on board with Jacob in 8th. I think K. Dalton is right in front of him. Actually, Dalton's in 6th. Daytona is in 8th in the 4-car with Jacob. All right, cycling through Frankie Mania. It's Fever in the 24, 48 is Zach. Dirt Slinger is completely lost. Out on the track by himself right now. I don't know if that's pit strategy or what, but I know he was up in that lead pack there for a while. I don't know where 88 and 12 are. They've really slowed down. They were just car lengths back of that lead pack, and now they're not even. They're midway down the backstretch. The lead pack is entering turn 3.
Yeah, it could have been an issue of some kind of lag in the middle of the corner that caused them to fall that far back. That's not common for that to happen like that.
Not in just one lap to lose almost a quarter of a track. Back on board with 16 car in P2, looking at the rear chase cam, so we can see the roof of the 6 car and then the whole rest of the lead pack here.
I'll tell you one thing, that second group is really looking forward to catching that 88 and 12 car that's right there in front of them, though. They're going to be able to use that to their advantage. And
with their 4 or 5 cars in that second group, and that'll get them just about as many cars that are in the lead group.
Ooh, big push in there, and that they are pushing to get themselves back up to the front.
Second pack?
Yes.
I'll see if I can't find them here. Is that being led by Rhino?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, yep. Currently on board 18, Jet Blast right behind Rhino in the 34 with Gaming Legend in the 3, and they look like you said, they're catching a sail and Elder in the 88 and 12. Looks like Elder's taking the lead of that 2-car tandem. Got Jomu in the 96.
Yeah, let's see what the speed that Jomu gets down the straightaway here. Let's see what up to 203 miles an hour, 204. Oh, he had to let off too much momentum.
Nascarillo in the 22 is right there in the middle of that pack, sniffing the draft of the 12 and the 88.
Actually, it looks like Jomu is playing a little bit of a fuel mileage strategy here. He's really not pushing much. He's just using the draft of the guys in front of him. These guys are already starting to think of strategy. They're already starting to think about fuel mileage. It's gonna, it's a long race, and you want to have enough fuel to get you to the very end.
That's a good point. That might actually been what caused the 12 and the 88 to lift out of the lead pack.
Nope, looks like this group is caught. The 12 and the 88, and the 12 and 88 are giving them room to go by them, and they're just going to probably get it behind these guys, and just made this pack a little bit stronger.
Yep, I see it. 12 and 88 just tagging on the end. That might confirm that their fuel saving strategy, if they're just going to be content to draft behind this group here, like you said, like the 96 using as little throttle as possible.
88 may have not jumped in there fast enough. It looks like he may lose the draft. But it looks like the 96 is going to be falling back. It looks like he either got a big run or he's going to go pick up that 88 car. Because these guys, some of these guys are fully aware you're going to need a mid car if possible.
Ooh, Frankie Mania is way outside. Looks like he's... Oh, contact with the 11 and 00. Ooh, got to Jacob and the 4 car going down. Made room. 4 cars back up the track. Jacob's lifted. Let the 4 car go by. Yep, they got it sorted out. Came from a big push right at the very end of that straight. A lot of momentum going into the turn. 48 just dipped below the low line. We're on board with the 6 sprint car looking at the lead. The 6 car, sprint car is the driver. Lead pack in one of the TV camera views. So as we see the cars go by, you can see a lot of the movement of all the cars in that top pack. There are currently 8 cars in this lead breakaway pack. A little bit of movement there. 11 car got shuffled out. Might have been a little bit of payback from the 00. Eleven car falls back in at the tail end of that line. Well, I do know that number 6 car has definitely led the most laps here in stage 2.
Oh, absolutely.
16 and 48 have pretty much been right there in P2, 3, 24 car. Fever in 4th. For the better part of this stage, there's been some pretty much sorting from probably 5th on back. Let's see if we can't jump on board. On board Jomu in the 22. Dart. Okay, now we're on board Zach. Overhead view. 48. Trying to get to the bumper of the 16, give him that push. Timing is everything with this draft. The 24 is kind of laying back a little bit. I kind of don't blame him. 16's leaning on the bumper of the 6. And they've got some lap cars coming up. Might be pit strategy stuff. Is that Out Front Racing? You can see the orange, but I can't really tell who it is.
That would be the 32 Out Front Racing, yep.
All right, so it looks like the leaders are going to be catching Out Front Racing, probably going into, probably just some more down the backstretch, maybe going into 3.
Might be catching them in turn 2. They're probably in the back. Oh, and that other pack is right in front of these guys.
Yep.
Those guys, they're saving fuel. They're not even trying to catch up anymore, it looks like. Smart move.
How many laps to go? And can you tell anybody's fuel range if they have that up?
Give me a second. I have a couple of them over here. Let's see what I can find.
One of the advantages of doing the live stream on PC is being able to, for 43, to be monitoring some of these live streams by the drivers so that we can see their cockpit and their HUD and be able to get the lap count as they cross the start-finish line. And depending upon what dashboard they have up, we have a couple cars pitting. So, yeah, so this
Jacob is 9 laps of fuel remaining here. And at the line, he's currently set in 7th. And at the line, they are going to be 17 laps to go. So they are definitely short on fuel. That second group is doing what they can to save as much fuel as possible. Smart move on their part.
Yep, so Out Front Racing, just let that lead pack go by. He's probably going to just drop in, try and make the most of this. Yeah, so they're going to be about 10 laps shy, 8 to 10 laps shy.
Yeah.
All right. So we did have one car already going down pit lane. It's really important to communicate your pit strategies when you're this tight racing.
Sales, the idiot of sales on pit lane right now. I'm not sure if anybody else went in with them, but I'm just watching his view right now.
Currently on board Jacob. He's got the 11 on the lead lap with him for position. Out front racing has just gone a lap down, and he's dropped into the back end of that lead pack.
Yep. There goes the leaders past the 88 car. Looks like he may have just not had enough fuel. I didn't catch his fuel that he had there at the...
They're starting to catch some of these cars. I believe the next car in front of the leader is a car that pitted. It's a green car. Apologize, I don't have all these paint schemes and driver's numbers memorized. But I think it was one of the first cars I saw going down pit road.
The 9 car. In front of
okay,
the,
all right. So that's Dirt Slinger, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so we got Dirt Slinger and the 9 giving way to leader pack cars. I believe the Dirt Slinger has already pitted. This is interesting when we start dealing with green flag laps, especially at a fast track like this, just to see how things sort out. If you can survive long enough to get your lap back while the leaders pit. It's going to be tough when you don't have drafting help, though. If the 9 crank car can't latch onto that lead pack, he's not going to have a chance to be going fast enough. We got a bunch of cars pitting, leaders, bunch of cars pitting, bunch of cars stayed out. Currently on board Jacob with Jacob. It looks like the 6 cars.
In front of the leaders.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much a good race strategy. About to go a lap down, right? Oh, we had a change in leader. 6 car went high, 16 took advantage of it. Let's see if we can't get back up there.
Well, he's been leading a while, so obviously his fuel situation is probably not the most ideal. Because, you know, as the leader, you're going to be burning through more fuel than the people behind you because they're going to be using that draft to their advantage.
Yep, on board with Allday-RJ, our new leaders. Looks like that kind of shook out. 6 is back underneath. That kind of shook out with those pit stops. There was probably a little bit where the 6 might have breathed the throttle or didn't shake the draft as much as he had been. 16 starting to fall back. Next, side by side with the 00, Dalton. Side by side with Daytona. Looks like Jacob is opening up a door for a 16 to get in. 11 also went through that door. Cars coming out of the pit road right at the apron. Rejoin is on the backstretch. Rejoin is on the backstretch drivers. Got T-Dog there we just saw coming out of the pits. All right, so that second pack looked like they were getting ready to go a lap down. They decided to go ahead and pit as a group, which is smart because if they can come out and stay as a group, they at least have a chance. But let's see, we're on board Allday-RJ, and our leaders are coming down pit road.
Well, some of them. Not all of them.
Oh, the 6 is late. Yep, 6, 48, 24, 16. Little contact, 00. At this point, the game might be doing this. Don't blame our drivers. We're going to try and stay on board here. The 16, which I believe went in 4th.
Yeah, just a reminder to all viewers that when you're watching these pit stops, it's the game caught that they are not driving their cars into the pits themselves in such a erratic manner.
Yep. All right, 16 is out and away. It looks like the 00 is out. The 11 is out.
Is going to be the lead off of pit road.
6 is still in the pits.
Oh.
6. Let's see if we can't. This is going to be a really tough one. Let me see if I can't jump up through the field here. There's Fever. So the 16, the 11, and the 24. Let's see if we can't get up in front of them.
There's the 6. I'm on the 6 now. Yep. He's all by himself.
You said Daytona's. Can you tell?
He should be the leader. Yep.
All right. So I'm on board the.
Date in a second.
All right. So the 4 and the 14 are running together. They've got out front racing, which, if I'm not mistaken, would still be considered a lap down at this point because the lead lap caught him and he pitted with that lead lap pack. And it looks like we've got the 48. Okay, Jacob is putting inside move on the 4. 4 is dropping in behind.
I don't believe the 4 is in the lead. Okay. I could be wrong, but give me 1 second.
No problem. We're watching the 14 and the 4. We believe the 32 is a lap down. And then we're back to the 48 and There's the
We're still in a
6.
green flag. We're still in a green flag. Pit
Yep.
stops. Looks like so we're gonna be cycling through here yet. I'm gonna go check out Daytona.
Jomu is pitting. 96 is in the pits. Assail 88 back out on track. Okay, on board. Oh, so it's the 48 and the 00. Look like they are the 2 cars behind the 14 and the 4 from the lead pack that pitted. So the 8, almost 8 cars on the lead lap. We've got the 14-4, followed by the 48 and 00. The 32 out front racing pitted with the lead lap cars, and he was just a lap down. He might be, if all this shakes out, first car a lap down. He could take advantage of that into stage end. Looks like we've got the 12 car of Elder emerging on the backstretch after coming out of the pits. As 43 said, it's going to take us a minute to let the green flag pit cycle through. Some people that were pitting under those early cautions in stage 2 were, I assume, topping off with fuel, so they could probably...
all of our 32 fans out there watching, currently the 32 car is sitting in 17th place. He's 1 lap down, but he's the first car of the lap down.
All right, that's what it looked like. He's currently holding on to that spot. Oh, actually, he's actually given way to the 48 and the 00. Smart move. He knows he's a lap down. He's going to probably jump onto them, still maintain his first car lap down status, and still be drafting with 2 of the lead lap cars. Back on board with Jacob, which as things shake out, should be our leader after green flag stops. And he and the 4 car are comfortably running out front right now. Probably...
Currently, Jacob is running in 6th place with Daytona right behind him in 7th.
All right.
So I think we still have some people yet to pit in front of these guys yet, though. Looks like the 22 car hasn't pitted yet, maybe, possibly.
All right, we're on board 51, Warrior Pie. He's just coming out of 2 onto the backstretch. Running by himself. Let's see if we can't figure out. There's a bunch of, as you expect with pit stops, both in entering the pits and whether you got damage fixed or took 2 tires, 4 tires. There's a lot of single cars out here making laps by themselves. Currently on board with Davo in the 47, followed by T-Dog in the 48 with Dirt Slinger in the 9 catching them.
18 is currently the leader. The 18 is currently the leader.
Let's see if we can't get on board the 18 then. Oh, there it was. 18 Jet Blast. Ooh, is he running by himself? He is running by himself. He won't be the leader much. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be the blue and white car that I can see in the distance would be Jacob. Pardon me. No, it's a single car catching him.
I'm not sure who is in second. I can tell you right now that Brad Shrek... Oh, it's Gaming Legend. Gaming Legend is in second
18's
place.
pitting. 18's pitting. 18's coming on pit road. Leader's coming on pit road. All right, Jet Blast got about an extra 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, here comes Jacob. He's barreling down on Gaming Legend, who is going to inherit the lead here. Ooh. Jacob's going outside of the 3 car. And looks like Jacob's going to be on the point, followed by Daytona getting around the outside of the 3 car right at the line.
Thank you for that call. Still trying to find that racing action on board Fever.
6 laps to go here in stage 2.
All right, so I believe I'm on board with Rhino, which should be in 5th place.
That's correct.
I believe that's Jacob, Gaming Legend, and Daytona in 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, Rhino's going to be
by the 20 in 4th. Yes.
20 in 4th, 34 in 5th, and the 48 with Zach in 6th. And they've got the 00. Dalton, and they've got the 32 out front racing. First car 1 lap down, still there in the lead pack. He might be able to help decide some things there, sorting out in the top 10. Let's try and get to our leaders here. All right, we're currently on board with Daytona in the 4 car. In the chase cam, looking over his over the roof of his car at the 3 and the 14. No surprise that 14 made its way to the front, so it looks like we got the 18 car coming out of the pits. They are not giving him much room to come up to speed and get on the track.
I told you, that 18 car for me is that dark horse of a driver.
Yep, is he going to be able to get up to speed and grab onto this lead pack?
Which would put him, if probably the first car a lap down now at this point, too.
All right, he's trying to grab onto the second group of the 20, the 34, and the 48.
That 32 car is going to try to get in front of him there, too, as well. And it looks like he's going to, so that might put the 32 car as the lucky dog as we come to the end of the stage here. Should be 4 to 5 to go at the line. I'll give you that update here in a moment.
All right, lead pack is 3 cars. They look like they're catching some other cars in front of them, which would be lap traffic. The second group has 4 lead lap cars and 2 lap down cars in it. Actually, I don't know if the 18's a lap down now at this point. I would expect when he was running by himself and with that late pit stop that he's actually 1 position behind the 32. I might not land on a car in that lead pack in front, so we're currently on board the 00K7 Dalton in 7th spot. You can see the 3 cars.
3 to go.
All right, and they are catching a car giving way, so there's a car giving way to the lead pack going high. Got 14 in that blue and white car, Gaming Legend in the red and black car in second, Daytona in third in the red, white, and blue car, and this second pack is catching them. How many did you say to go?
There'll be 2 to go at the line here. 2 to go at the line.
It's a party now. That lap down car is moved out of the way. Second pack. So we've got 4 lead lap cars, just caught the first 3. Got another lap car up ahead of the leaders.
That'll be a sale there in the 88 car.
He's moving high.
Currently in 15th place.
20 cars trying to make something happen on the high line, but he's going to get picked. He's going to get picked by that lap car going 3 wide. 88, a sale touched the wall, save it. Still going. Ooh, 3 cars inside of the 14. 3 cars down low.
Yep, takes the lead.
20 cars trying to close in on the 14.
Sail into the wall hard.
00 moved the 48. Zach's moved back down, single file. 20 cars falling in. 14 car that was in the lead got stuck on the outside. The 3 and the 4 and the 34 have passed. Jacob's currently sitting in 4th.
Zach will be 5th and K7 Dalton in 6th.
All right. There we go. The game's going to grab this.
Nope, 1 more to go.
Oh, 1 more to go. My bad. All right. Fully expecting that when iRacing produces the NASCAR 25 game that we're going to have much better replay and broadcasting controls. We'll be able to see what laps everybody's on. Big move, big move. Looks like the 4 car got squeezed out. 48, Zach's going with him.
But they got a nice little line there on the top. This is what we've been hoping for, what we've been waiting for.
00 side drafting the 16, trying to hold them off. Got Gaming Legend in the 3. Rhino, what's Rhino going to do with the 3? Don't want to change cars right now. You can see the dicing. 14's trying to hold the 4 back.
3 cars a line there.
3 car, 34, 14, 4, 00, and 24. That rounds out our top 6.
Woo.
Behind the 24, wow, where did the 12 come from? 12, 11, and 20.
Yeah, 12. How did he get up there?
All right, everybody, as we take a stage break here, please remember Pedal to the Metal Series, Season 3, Race 1. This is a full season. We'll make sure that we post a Discord up at the end of we broadcast the Discord channel at the end of the stream tonight. This is our Daytona 500, and it is sponsored by our friends at Camping World, enhancing the RV experience through quality products and friendly service since 1966. I'm 1 year older.
Looks like that 18 car was the one that inherited the lucky dog, keeping the 32 car a lap down here as we start stage 3.
Okay, we're currently on board the 4 car Daytona. You want to take us through this green flag start?
Yep, let's see. Let's see. The next 6 car jumps out an early lead there, and he's going to jump up in front of the 3 car as they head into turn 1 with the 34 car right below with Daytona pushing hard on that 34 car's bumper as they come out of turn 2, excuse me. Ooh, a lot of beating and banging there. These guys they saw how important the positions are going to be here as green flag pit stops take place. So yep, they're trying to get every available position they can as they try to settle these cars down, settle their positions in, because we're gonna have a long here, guys. gonna be our longest stage of the night.
Yeah, this is our longest stage of the night. Thank you for taking that. I just had to kind of chug a little bit. This has been
You're good.
a longer race than we're used. We're used to broadcasting 50% races, so I believe we've already surpassed that broadcast time. We're thankful to have
laps to go.
Have our sponsor promote us for 100 laps and a trophy to the winner. We appreciate Camping World for doing that. We're looking forward to them sponsoring at least a couple, if not several, races this season. We'll be featuring that on our schedule once we identify what those races are. Looks like the 6 car has found his way to the front. 6, 3, and 14. Oh, we got one car in the grass. Save it, looping. Oh, God, that looks orange-black. Was that out front racing? I don't know if he got grabbed by the pits. If so, that's not going to even be a caution.
Let's cycle through here and see what I can see.
See if we can find who's on pit road right now, because I think that's where he ended up.
Yep. 32 cars in the pits currently. Looks like he got grabbed. I don't know if he's... Let's see if he's settling in there or not. He's going to pull back out.
Oh, car on the wall up front. 3 wide.
Oh.
I can't tell what's going on.
I hope that 32 car didn't back out. I have a lot of people are very upset.
Yeah, the 3 car was running right up
32
front.
Cars moving. So
okay, looks like we might have a
I
caution.
He got pushed down there. That could be in the 32 car's benefit too.
Everything's checked up.
Oh, and he gets out right in front.
There's going to be a game caution, I think, because the way it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 car.
For him.
Did he get out?
He got pushed in the. He did. He got out. He got out, but unfortunately for him, he's probably not going to get the lucky dog now because he got pitted, and somebody that may have been behind him that was going to get that lucky dog that's still a lap down. So unfortunate position for him.
Looks like he was going through the grass and was trying to correct the car when all of a sudden the game grabbed him and brought him on pit road. So we're currently on board 12. 12 car with Elder. That was a game caution, which dumped us now to on board with the 4 car. Looking at our leaders, it looks like the 6 with the 14 on the outside. The 34 is in the outside row, 48 outside row, 16 outside row. Looks like the 00. Okay, so it's the 6, the 00, the 24, and the 4 in the low line.
Ooh. That 6 tried to jump on that outside line to take a little bit of that draft momentum, but he had no room. It closed up fast on him. And it looks like the 6 is going to take us out to the backstretch with the 14 car falling back on that high line. That 48. Can get that
yeah, 48 is really pushing the 34. 34 is now on the bumper. The 14, they're going to get a run here. Keep your eyes open. Overhead view, you can definitely see the 48 and the 34 who have raced together. That's Zach and Rhino working with Jacob in the 14 line to try and keep that momentum up in the high line. I don't know that they're getting any help behind the 48.
Nope, no help behind them. No help behind the 48. These guys are all in a pack of their own on that outside line.
They're still holding on to about third right there. 24 and 4 have kind of fallen off of the 00. 00 is glued to the bumper of the 6. They're still there. They're still fighting on that outside. This is what we like to see. This is stage 3. This is when you got to figure out if this is going to work before you get to the final few laps.
And you're going to find out who will work with you too. And you're going to see who's going to be your best.
They got to run. They got to run. 6 cars wondering whether to go up, down. Nope. Kind of drafted to the middle a little bit. Stayed in. 00 stayed with them.
Let them go. Yep. And your best bet is to stay low.
You got to figure the success right now that the 48, 34, and 14 might draw some other car up there with them.
That's true, but that 14 car is going to be hard pressed if he's going to take the people that helped him get to the front with him.
Yep, currently on board the 00. I'm sorry, sprint car.
Shaky.
Yeah,
these guys, Jacob, 34, 48. These guys are veterans, so they know what they're doing up there on that high line.
A little bit of that lateral movement definitely kind of shook them back a little bit, but they're still hovering right around 4th.
Yeah, that bottom line, everybody's behind him is really formed up nicely, nose to tail, so these guys are gonna drop back pretty damn quickly, unfortunately.
Yep, so they made it work for about 3 or 4 laps. They kind of stayed relevant. Oh, yep. Oh, no, yeah. 22. See the 20 into the 22.
lot of momentum. There was a big, huge run by one of those guys, and it just caused that accordion. Ooh, 14 car. He was trying to get low. These guys wanted to get down.
Looks like they're all single file now. Still green flag racing, all pointing in the right direction. Cycle through the field. We're on board with 37 car Brick. Brick's at the tail end of this big, very big, long line. We see in front of him we got Joe Moo and out front racing, and that's probably T-Dog. On board with Joe Moo. Yeah, T-Dog's in front of him, out front and racing in front of the 78. Looks like we lost the 88. The 88's on pit road, not moving. Currently on board the 19 D'Artagnan, which is right behind the 22, which I believe is right behind the 20. It's about mid-pack right here.
Yeah, hard race for the 88 tonight. He was...
Oh, 19's making a move. Got under the 22 with momentum. Moved the 22 up. Got to pick off spots where you can. Zach is currently... So Zach was one of those outside line drivers that was trying to make it work for so long. He slotted in behind 19. We know Zach and Dart have spent some time on the track together, so 48 is pushing the 19. I think the 22 car Nascarilla was the one that got a little bit of a bump draft, move, bump and run by the 19. 19's now looking to set his sights on the 20 car and just keep closing. Bunch of single file racing here. We'll try and cycle through the field. Jacob is right behind the 12 car. This looks like we're currently in 8th with Jacob. It's the 16, the 11, the 12, and the 14 car are your...
car definitely out.
Okay. That stuff, we know a lot of people spend a lot of time on track getting ready for this race. 100% race, points on the line, trophy on the line, thanks to our sponsors at Camping World. And
as an admin, you put so much time and effort into helping get things off the ground and get a race moving and get these amount of drivers in a race, and then to be unfortunately pulled out and not be able to bring it home is, it's devastating.
Six car's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. It works. It works. We've seen it happen.
16's underneath the 4, moving the 4 out. 12's underneath the 11, moving the 11 out of line. So we got the 4 and the 11 in the high line, probably not voluntarily. It was just a momentum thing. 11 slotting in behind the 4. Looks like some other cars further back may be thinking, it's a 48 car. He's outside the 22. Nascarillo, he drops back in. The 11 drops in.
I'm amazed by that. It works so well for him.
He steals the benefit of the draft from the car behind him and drops back in to benefit from the push from them as entering the turn. Oh, the 4 car that had been running 4th or 5th is falling way back. Oh, looks like he is getting led in by, I believe this is going to be Davo in the 47. Made some room for the 4 car to drop in line. On board the 20 car, Brad Schreck, currently slotted behind Rhino in the 34, which is behind Jacob in the 14 and Elder in the 12. So I believe we are currently in the 7th. Sorry, I got to wait for one more view so I can... 1, 2, 3. Yep, currently in 7th spot. 20 cars. Brad Schreck is currently running in 7th. All right, I'm take that back. 3 and 4 is 7. He is currently in 8th.
It's hard to tell.
Rounding out our top 10 is going to be 19, which is D'Artagnan, and 11, Frankie Mania. Those will be our top 10 cars. Good view of that 20 car going by. Out front racing, pushing the 9 in this... let's see, we got the 9, the 32, the 78, the 96, and the 55, is it? In kind of a pack doing their own thing.
It'll be 9, 32, 78. Is that the one pack you're talking about?
Yep, T-Dog.
Yeah, 95 and 96. Sorry, 96 and 95. That's the order that they are in.
currently on board Allday-RJ in the 16 car, which I believe is running 4th. Our leader continues to be Sprint Car in the 6 car, followed by Dalton in the 00, Typhoid Fever in the 24, Allday-RJ in the 16 and 4th. Lots of laps left here in stage 3. This is a 100% race. We've already gotten points on the board for stages 1 and 2. At the end of this stage, it's not only the race win and full race points, but it's also a trophy for the winner. This is the kickoff race to the Pedal to the Metal Season 3. Past season champions are Chandler Lundeen, Season 1, and Jacob, who's currently driving the 14 car this year, was our Season 2 champion. Good look at the field going by here. It's a very distinctive top group, probably the top 12 or 16 cars. Probably top 15 cars there. How many cars do you think we still have in the race? Probably about 25. Do we have more than 10 cars out?
I don't think it's more than 10. I can give you a count here in a second.
Okay.
It looks like about 9 cars.
Okay.
Oh, no, 10. Excuse me.
All right, so 10 cars out. That leaves about 25, 26 cars still on the track.
That's a good amount. And there's a lot of people that are really good to be left here in this race. They're going to be trying to push their way up to the front.
Great thing about the way the season's designed is it is a long season, so those drivers that either missed this race or unfortunately due to mechanical or technical difficulty had to park it, they're going to still have chances to make up on these points. It's a long season. Not everybody's going to make every race. Those that do have the benefit of racking up points for all their starts. But this is going to be a highly competitive season, and we look forward to broadcasting as many races as we can. Currently on board the 18 as the field goes by here. The 18 is right behind Frankie Mania, so it looks like Frankie Mania fell out of the top group and is part of the second group. It's the 11, the 18, the 48, the 3. Looks like Nascarillo in the 22 right in front of Daytona in the 4. Oops, Daytona's putting Nascarillo on that side. Oh, we got a car way high. The 24 Fever looks like he's out of position. Can we get up there?
Ooh. Looks like there was a little bit of more happening there in the front too.
It looks like Brick is on pit road. It looks like we lost Brick. On board 19 D'Artagnan, currently running in 1, 2, 3, running in 7th position here. Trying to figure out where the 24 car went.
Yeah, let me see.
Caught a glimpse as we were riding with that second pack of the lead field going by, and the 24
car is going to be pretty much going to have that second pack coming up on him right now.
Okay.
Looks like they may go around him, or they may use him. Nope, he's going to let them go by. He's going to get him behind them.
All right. And so it looks like the 11 car that was leading a smaller group behind has caught this group, likely right at the end when everybody was kind of checking up with that 24 car. And it looked like a little 3-wide action. So 19, 11, 48, and the 3, followed by, I believe, the 4 and the 22 and the 20 and the 18. This is a big group. Sorry, I thought there was fewer cars in this group. It looks like Daytona is right in the middle about this 12-car group here.
Yeah, it's a pretty size.
On board with Dalton, pushing the 6 car. Dalton's in second, 6 cars in the lead. 12 car of Elder, solid third. Followed by Jacob in the 14 and Rhino in the 34. It's our top five.
Got my attention to look at the TV screen behind me at something. All right.
Good look at our lead car back, taking us down the back stretch into 3. Looks like the 6 car isn't playing as many games because that 12 car is really pushing that 00.
Yeah.
I think he's realizing that depending upon who the drivers are and how they work together in that second and third position.
Oh, there's a lot of momentum coming in from behind those guys too. It's a big pack of cars that are going to be barreling down that 6 car.
That 12 car is, let's see if I can't get the overhead view. You can see just how much time he's spending on the back stretch as they cycle through the tri-oval here and entering turn 1 and 2. He gets to that back bumper coming out of 2 here and spends a lot of time on it. Oh, looks like he's not going to get to his bumper this time. 00 is closing in on the 6. It lifts just slightly, not to give him too much of a push.
Nice. This is a nice group of cars. Yep. Oh, that second group's forming up really nice too. They might be catching up as well.
Is that led by the 9 car?
Yes.
Okay. On board Frankie Mania, looking back over his roof at the leaders. Nothing shaping up there.
We got 42 laps to go there at the line.
Oh, yep. Nope. Okay, we just jumped on board the 95 car. I'm sorry, how many laps? 43?
42 laps to go at the line.
It's 42 laps in the race. This is stage 3, 200 lap race tonight. On board the 95 Toyota Camry with Lavish Racing. He is in the 5th car in that second group, and you're right, they are starting to gain on that lead group.
But just remember, they're not going to have enough fuel here to get them to the very end.
Okay, so we're
going to have about 25 laps of fuel left in these tanks, so it's going to be, we're still going to have one more green flag pit stop, or maybe a perfectly timed caution that might just help out some guys, and it's going to be a full-on sprint to the finish though. But yeah, we don't have enough fuel here to get to the very end.
Okay, we know how things shook out in stage 2, that we do have some cars that are a lap down. It's going to be tough for us to be able to tell you who's currently sitting in that lucky dog position. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of lap down cars that are mixed in with these lead lap car packs. Everybody's drafting together, trying to find where they fit in. Let things sort out through pit stops and if there's any cautions. It's real important when you're in a stage like this to be able to pay attention to if there is a caution, if you're fighting for the lucky dog with a lap down car that's around you, to try and steal that spot before the caution comes out, because there's not going to be any other chances with stage breaks with it being the last of the race. Hey Warrior, thanks for joining the booth.
I'm trying to get back into the lobby real quick so I can watch the rest of the race.
Got you that. Currently, except we're on board with 95 Lavish Racing. We just jumped to the front car of that second pack. That's Dirt Slinger in the 9. Got a good view of that lead pack, mostly single file. But what do you think? 2 more laps and it's going to be one big pack?
If that second pack stays nose to tail, they'll be catching up here. Ooh, they may catch them on the backstretch the way that they are. That draft's going to get caught up to them really quickly too. So yeah, it looks like they broke up a little bit.
They did break up a little bit.
A little bit of a 2-car tandem between all of those guys. It's not going to help them at all. But
32 is doing a great job of pushing that 9. It's just whether they're communicating, whether they're going to take any of this momentum to the high side and try and pick off some cars and then jump in line, or if they're just going to be happy enough to have caught it and be in the mix and ride this out to the green flag pits cycle through.
It looks like they just any momentum that they had is gone. So.
All right, so we're on board Dave-O in the 47 Kroger Chevrolet. Unfortunately, I think we lost Brick in the 37 similar paint scheme car on pit road. Just jumped on board. Oh, Gaming Legend is pushing the rear fender. Inside rear fender of the 34, gave him room, back in. We're about mid-pack of the lead pack here with the 3 car.
fuel's going to be burning away quickly with these high speeds. And
I think we're currently sitting in 11th with Gaming Legend in the 3 car. He's currently pushing the 34. It's pushing the 48, which is behind the 11, Frankie Mania.
One car that I've seen throughout this entire race that has been really, really fast throughout this entire thing is that number 6 car up front. He has had a bad fast car all race long and even all weekend long.
oh, absolutely. He's
One of
been
our
the
dual
class
winners.
of the field. Yeah, one of our dual winners, class of the field. He takes an interesting line going in these corners, but it is working to his benefit for sure.
Looks like Frankie Mania got shuffled out either intentionally or
I would imagine unintentionally.
unintentionally. He's on the high side right now. 3 finally got under the 34. We told you he was looking at that bumper. 34 is now outside with the 11. Both of them are going to be looking to drop back in as the 9 car is loving to see this side-by-side racing for some of the cars on that lead pack. 32 is pushing the 9. Looks like they're about to catch him. Jumped on board with Allday-RJ, currently running in 5th. We've got the 6 car out front, followed by the 00 of Dalton, the 12 of Elder, the 14 of Jacob, and 16 of Allday-RJ for our top 5. Looking back at that lead group of cars, we've got 19 of D'Artagnan sitting there in 6th, the 48 car of Zach, followed by the 3 car of Gaming Legend, who had given the 34 a gentle move out of the way, and I think the Rhino jumped right in behind the 3 car. On board Jet Blast, 18.
And as we sat here talking, that second group has caught that front pack. We have a big, huge pack of cars now. Everybody.
1 car's out of line, 00's out of line.
Ooh, he's trying to make his way back in. Oh, looks like trying to sort this out. 14, Jacob is...
00's fallen by. We see 6 cars still looking at the outside line. That looks like it's his interest line. He's going to be able to pull back down in front of 12. Yep. 00's out there by himself right now. We're on board 18. Oh, the 18 just got moved up a little bit by the 20 with a little bit of draft. He's trying to get back down. Squeezes Frankie Mania, gets back down in front of the 9 car.
And Tombstone, you see in that catbird seat right now? Why he's 5th place? D'Artagnan, he's made a good run. He's found himself up in the top 5 here in the final closing stages.
Excellent job by that 19.
One other thing that I'm really looking at is the car. He's also been one of the fastest cars all race long.
Can you pump up your mic a little bit, Warrior? It's just a little bit harder to hear you. I'll try and tweak my end.
I think it's also because I'm using push to talk, so I can have my screen
Gotcha.
carry off.
Yep. Currently on board Rhino in the 34. He's kind of fallen back a little bit. He's now mixed in behind the cars in that second pack. We got the 00 and the 32 trying to work together, just finding room. Yep. Okay. Everybody's now back single file. Rhino is the last car on this lap. Now that could be strategic, knowing that there are green flag pit stops that are going to be coming up.
And as the laps close, we know that there's possibility of more cautions that are going to happen. So getting in the back and having yourself not in a position to fix damage, which is waste a lot of precious time on pit road, might be in his benefit as well.
9 car is on the outside, I believe, of Frankie Mania. Oh, I thought the 34 car was going to just lay back. He is outside T-Dog, which is outside, out front racing, 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Ooh, 34 car. Grass. Oh, looks like the 6 got, for some reason, I don't know what happened.
Up at the front?
The 6,
yep.
Yeah, the 6 found himself now. He found himself in the catbird seat, as you want to call it, with Elder now going out to the point as we come into the backstretch with the 14 of Jacob right behind him as well.
Yep, currently on board Nascarillo in the 22. We can see that the 6 car is currently in 5th. We've got D'Artagnan in 6th.
He got loose going into the tri-oval and just found himself, and I caught it at the wrong time, but unfortunately it puts himself now in 5th spot. But you know, there's still plenty of laps left here as we come out to the close of the race.
Got the 22 car inside of the 18 car. Coming to the start-finish line, 22 car is going to find himself on the outside looking in, trying to find room in that bottom line.
Yep, that'd be 31 laps to go there at the line.
All right.
In the pit lane.
And these guys are probably...
Somebody's already pitting?
That's interesting. If we get, some of these leaders probably have half of the fuel needed to get to the very end here. So pitting that early on.
Ooh, 00 is all the way back. It looks like there's some shuffling for position for potentially milking fuel mileage here.
At
the very back of this lead pack.
On a full tank, so maybe pitting early might put you in a position to take this car all the way to the very end on a full tank of gas, though. So we are in the pit window, if you want to really call it that, to get to the end of this race.
And I think I know who was the person that pitted. It's the 95 car of Lavish.
That makes sense. He was kind of running in the back with, I think, a 2 or 3 car pack by himself.
Absolutely.
If you can go ahead and take your gas and tires and the caution comes out and you don't have to pit, you can either get the wave around or find yourself at the front row. So currently on board 48 with Zach, currently riding in 4th. That means he's going to have the 6 car behind him. Oh, 6 car moved him up. 48 car is the outside. 6 car is giving a push to the 16. Let's see if we can get a better camera angle here. 6 car and 48 leaning on each other, side drafting. 48 car is on the outside. 19 car.
We have a game caution. We have a game caution.
Anybody see where that came from?
I did not. I just heard the engines winding down, and
Yep, you did.
Saw
cycling through the field. I can't see. Lavish is back up on the track. I don't see any damage.
Lavish, yep. Looks like we have Elder in 1st, Jacob in 2nd, Allday in 3rd, Zach in 4th, Sprint Car, in 5th, Gaming Legend in 6th, Brad, Shrek in 7th. Looks like NASCAR Rillo in 8th, and Frankie Mania in 9th with Joe Moo in 10th.
Gotcha. This was a timely caution because I think everybody's going to go ahead and fuel up.
At least all the leaders in 10th, from 1st on 10th back, are all pitting right now.
All right, so that might have been our last caution of the race. Remember, this race is sponsored by Camping World, enhancing the RV experience through quality products and friendly service since 1966. 43, take us to the green flag here.
It looks like we have the 12 down the bottom line. That top row could not make anything happen.
3 wide, 11, 18, and 48. Looks like they're trying to get sorted.
I know what happened. I looked down on my phone for a second, and then all of a sudden the 6 is on top of another car.
I saw that. I was hoping that would clean itself up before they got to the start, but I think that's what kind of really affected this restart here. But yeah, the 12 car is going to benefit from it. He's going to be leading this pack of cars.
20 cars pulling down on the apron.
That looks like the 20 car pulling down there on the apron.
Yep.
He's going to make his way back up, and everybody's going to give him enough room to...
He's really off pace. He is really... I don't know if he took damage from whatever that glitch was, but he is really off pace. Looks like he's heading to pit road. No. He stays on the track, but all the way to the back of the field. Currently on board the 6 car, riding in 5th. I'm sorry, 6th.
Yep.
So we got...
Should be 25 laps to go there at the line. 12 car up front, 3 car in behind and tow. Ooh, looks like the 00's pushing the 3 car out of the way.
Yep. 3 car, 12 cars trying to take advantage of any momentum that the 3 car could give him at that point, but nope, 3 car's going to be hung out.
00. Ooh, and now
16's below the 00.
Oh, 16 got into him a little bit. Yep, 16 car is going to benefit from that and push in behind the 12 car. All by Jacob.
Oh, 18's double around. 18's around.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Jet Blast, man. That was my guy. I've been cheering on him all race.
Still racing.
Nope, we don't have a game caution. And it looks like we are staying green flag. No, it is not. We are staying green.
Here we go. Now they're slowing down. No?
Oh, yes, there we go. Yep. We're down.
Okay. 6 car just went all the way to the front, so I think he might not have been hearing that they were trying to get sorted. Unless he's getting a free damage. Oh, he is way out in front of everybody else.
Yeah, it looks like that may be the case. He might be taking that, or is he just that mad about the fact of that restart?
So it's yeah, the game. It's the same thing that happens on pit road. Sometimes the cars get all tangled into each other, and it's a shame that when they set the field for one of those starts that you see that happen. And like you said, 43, you hope that it sorts before you have to put the hammer down. And
unfortunately, it didn't. And that 6 car, I think he's just making a show of force of like, hey, that's supposed to be my spot right there, and that's what.
Yep. Right. Looks like they've caught him.
On back.
Yep. right, so they're getting this sorted out. So this is a manual caution called by the race directors. It's unfortunate. We were really looking forward to seeing the drama of green flag pit stop cycle through. Are you saying that we're in the pit window, so with that caution and getting gas? Okay.
We have more than enough fuel to finish the race here.
All right.
Everybody pretty much topped off, and we have, I believe, 23 laps to go here.
So likely only anybody that needed to take damage would, or take a repair, would probably be pitting at this point.
Yep. And it looks like there's some cars that are not affected from earlier go.
I'm gonna ask both of you. Who are your heavy hitters to win this Daytona 500?
I mean, my dark horse of the race has been the 18 car. He's been quiet all speed weeks. You didn't hear much of him at all during the duels, and then at times you find him here in this Daytona 500 in the prime position. So I mean, I'm still gonna stick with that 18 car as just my dark horse of the race.
If he's going to make a move, he's going to be doing it from the back of this pack as they go green. I'm wondering if they're going to do a single file restart here due to some of the glitches that they've had on double file restarts.
I'm going to give you guys an insider from one of the drivers that was on the track. They were switching over to single file restarts with manual cautions because that was the only time that we didn't have a lot of glitching with the restart. So that's possibly the new norm when it comes to these big fields, but we don't know.
Yep, understood. We assumed that there was assumed there was server lag or individual lag that was just causing chaos when you had 3 or 4 cautions back to back to back. So good call by the race directors mid-race to find something that works to keep the drivers under green flag conditions and racing, because that's what everybody's here for. Okay, the pits are open. We've got 3 cars pitting. The 34,
like, 32 or 34.
I'm sorry,
no, 32, 4, and
18.
18 car. Yep.
Watching them go down pit road now.
But to think on your feet like that as a race director, it shows a sign of great leadership for them to be able to say, "Hey, we notice this is what's working. Let's stick with it." And for all the drivers to buy into that concept, out of nowhere, it shows a great job of the community of racers series too as well.
And not only that,
okay, the 9 car. Sorry, it looks like the lucky dog was the 9 car. He just got the wave around. 9 car is going to be back on the lead lap.
Yep.
I would say this as well. With the 9 car, Sue has been amazing. She's had an amazing run throughout this entire week. I'm hoping to see her. I'm hoping to see her up front for the rest of this season. So,
yep. I'm glad Dirt Slinger found a home there with pedal to the metal. It's on the track with you guys.
But still, coming back to the advent of single file restart, one of the drivers actually had the idea, and both Austin and Daytona were like, that must be a really good idea. Have a single file restart so that we can at least have put on a decent show for the fans, even for the sponsor that's watching the race now.
Yeah, a lot of the drivers are veteran drivers from other leagues too, so I'm sure that they're borrowing some things that they've seen as being, band-aids for uncontrollable racing conditions, whether it's server lags or individual lags. But that's a good call. It's great flexibility. Like 43 said, it's a great demonstration of leadership, and I think just a sample of the quality product that Pedal to the Metal is going to try and put on here. They have for 2 seasons, and this being the start of their season 3.
And plus, it's like you guys said as well, with the driver going with this, it just shows that these guys and gals have a whole lot of respect for each other.
And we're currently on board 9 Dirt Slinger at the back of the field. Are we going green?
Going green.
Yep. All right, we're watching the field take the green flag from the 9 car who just got a lap back. We're assuming that's going to be back on the tail end of the lead lap.
Yep, your 12 car of Elder is going to lead first turn as we go with a 16 car not far behind, followed by Jacob in the 3rd spot in the 14 car. There he is. There's that 6 car. He's sitting quietly in 4th. He knows where he deserves to be after how well he's been
Here
running.
comes
Looks
the
like we
field
got a
going
car.
by.
Looks like Daytona maybe jumped out of line there in the back.
I think that's
of the
Frankie
pack.
Mania. The 11. Outside the 24.
It's an interesting strategy, but let's see if it pays off for him. It looks like he's not going to benefit from that.
Currently on board the 3-car Gaming Legend, which is slotted in 5th here. Behind the 12, the 16, the 14, and the 6. Definitely 2 packs, right? 1 big pack, 2 cars, and then a huge second pack. How many laps to go?
I'll tell you in a second.
Should
Past
be
the line, so I wasn't paying
that's
attention.
right.
I was
No,
watching
that's
the
right.
screen.
We'll be able to get that from one of the gaming streams and the dashboard from when the drivers cross the start-finish line.
Ooh,
What do you got?
34 in the 00, putting them hard at the 00, hard into the outside retaining wall. Coming in between 3 and 4 there. Looks like they
Is he getting
settled it
eaten up by
down.
the second pack? Oh, nope, second pack.
Oh, nope.
Cars around.
Yep, cars around. That should be a game caution, or if not, definitely a manual. We'll see what they do when they get to the line here. With
Yeah.
19 laps remaining in this race.
We were looking back from the 6 car, and we could see what you were talking about. The 00 just was falling like a rock, and that second pack caught him so quickly. So it's not a game caution. Looks like they're going to be racing to the line. We're here with the lead pack.
Yep, the leaders are still full speed as we go down the backstretch here.
It was the 00, the 32, and the 22 involved in that wreck.
Our fans of the 32 car are not going to like to hear that.
Coming to the line, no big moves. I think this top 5 is comfortable to just take this manual caution here, lifting somewhere between 1 and 2 so you don't get the accordion effect, and let the field just kind of sort itself out.
Yep, we're under manual caution with 18 laps to go here in final stage.
Yep.
Coming to the end of this race.
On board with P2, looking back at the field.
One that I've definitely had throughout this entire race. Actually, 2 that I'm going to be referencing right now. It's the 14 and the 24. 24 has had a bad fast car all weekend.
Another car going around, lucky dog. I think it's a 95. Sorry, go ahead.
The top 5 at the end of this race.
I think it is 95 because he's in 96. Joe Moose slotted there and like 7th.
While we're under this caution, let's go ahead and thank our sponsor tonight, which is Camping World. Right now they're offering unbeatable deals on brand new RVs, and you can get everything you need to camp in comfort at amazing prices. Trust me, there's no better time to start your next adventure. Visit Camping World today or check them out online at campingworld.com and see how you can get ready for your next big adventure. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first timer, Camping World has got you covered. So what are you waiting for? Your next adventure is calling.
Outstanding. Big fan of Camping World and the Good Sam membership. Take advantage of it. Getting my propane tanks refilled and my waste tanks dumped. So always look forward to seeing their sales. Thanks, 43.
No problem. Thank you, Camping World.
I'm also going to do a small little plug here. One of the broadcasting partners of the Pedal to Metal Cup Series is Warrior Entertainment. If you would like to have cheap entertainment for your event and you're in the Ohio, Michigan area, feel free to hit me up. Warrior Entertainment, taking the anxiety out of entertainment since 2022.
Outstanding. Why don't you post something up in the live stream chat so people can find you?
Definitely. I don't have a website yet because I'm still constructing that, but I'll in the future I'll definitely do that for you.
All right, we're on board the 24 car. I know that's one of the cars we talked about being bad fast tonight. So here's the 18 Jet Blast coming out of pit road, down on the apron, catching the tail end of the field.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's
as well. He's staying on the apron to make sure that he gets as much fuel out of that car as possible.
All right, and it looks like the 95 that got the wave around is slotted in front of the 18 and behind the 4. So we might have another car joining the lead lap cars now out of these last 2 cautions.
Yep, 12 cars on the point with the 16 right behind him here as we approach in the restart zone. We should be going green flag here.
Let me see if I can't get up front, or at least close to the front. On board with Zach. Okay, on board with Jacob.
And Gaming Legend sitting in the 5th spot. That's the magic spot for me. These super speedway races, the 5th spot. But even that 6th car, he's right there in 4th. He knows where he's been all race.
And they're falling back a little bit off of the 12 here, assuming this is going to be their green flag as they enter the. It's going to be on the leader to start the race as they enter the Geico restart zone. We're under 15 to go now, do you think?
Yep, we could be. Let's see. Here we go.
12
leaders approaching the restart zone, and
there they go. They're away.
We are. Yep, looks like we're going to be going green flag here.
Currently on board with the 3, looking over the hood at the 12, 16, 14, and 6 in front of him, rounding out the top 5.
16 to go there at the line. So.
All right.
See what.
16 to go in the Daytona 500 Season 3 Race 1 opener, sponsored by Camping World. There is a trophy on the line for the winner, and this is a Season 3 points race.
Oh, 6 is going to jump out there outside. Oh, looks like
he's outside the 14s, dropping back in. The 3's squeezing.
Woo,
I saw some pieces flying off the 3.
Oof.
If it wasn't sheet metal, it was at least a decal that just came off of the 3 car when the 6 came down.
Yellow line.
On board the 20, looking at that whole front pack. Everybody's trying to figure out
these drivers
who their friends
tired.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. That's a good point to make.
These they have to be tired. Drivers that either have a wheel, they're definitely tired from sitting there. Drivers that are on a controller, their fingers and their thumbs, they have to be just hurting. They want to get this race over with, and they're going to do everything they can. And I can imagine.
One big pack right now. We didn't see the separation of the 2 packs like we have under other green flag starts.
I can definitely say before I left the race to go to the restroom, my leg was cramping up so much because I just kept on jamming that throttle pedal.
Yep, that's understandable. That's that's both the beauty and the pain of these super speedway races. Is you don't have to worry about your left leg with the brake, but damn, you are hammered down the whole way. Obviously throttling out a little bit when you get the draft, getting some side-by-side racing. I don't think it's really intentionally forming a second line. Oh, we've got, is that the 00 jumping out up front?
That looks like the 48 and the 34. 34 is going to have a hard time. He found himself a hole to get back in there.
24 just got pushed down by the 34, I think.
Yep, that was exactly what happened there.
34 still on the outside. He gave that room back. That's the sign of a good driver. It was unintentional. Pushed the 24 below the line. He moved back up to let him get back in. Looking back over the leader, the 12 car of Elder, followed by the 16, 14, and 3 with the 6 car. 6 car got moved out but dropped back in. Yep, I see a bunch of shuffling around. 1 car's in the grass.
These guys, there's just big runs developing.
Look like the 00 might have gotten around. 4 or 5 cars is going to be. I'd be surprised if this isn't a game caution.
Daytona's involved.
And Austin is out.
We have game caution. Yep.
All right.
Game caution.
This should be probably 11 to go. Probably lose 2 or 3 laps. So let's see if we can't grab what lap count we start on, because it's going to probably be right at the 5 to go mark where there'll be no more manual cautions, right?
Yeah, that's true too. It's another thing we're not thinking about. At some point, manual cautions no longer matter. You're going to only hope for a game caution, but
yeah. Benefit of the manual cautions, you can usually get back to racing with only 2 caution laps. Sometimes when you have to sort things out, it's a little bit longer. But game cautions, I'm seeing some jostling of cars here The 20 and it looks like the 4 car is stuck in the middle. 20 car just glitched out.
All right, here we go. We're back to green flag racing now.
Okay, currently on board the 4 car Daytona outside
With
the line.
9 to go at the line.
All right. 6 car on the outside line, 6 and 96. Joe Moo are side by side trading paint.
Yep, 6 wasn't giving him any room. He dropped down, but 96
still there, still there. Down here. Still there. That low pack is still there. 96 is still pushing. Got the 78 T-Dog behind him. Nobody's giving an inch here.
We have an outside line for him. That 6 car, he wasn't going to stay out there. Now's the time you want to be out there.
Joe Moo's making the move. Nobody's going with him. Oh, he got a huge run there, though. If anybody went with him, he's trying to side draft the 48. 18's going with him. 3's in the middle. 3's in the middle. 18's outside with him. 18 got a huge run.
I think some of these guys have been
sandbagging. 18.
Sandbagging, yeah.
18's going to try and work with the 96. He wants the 96 to come down a little bit. Running that wall works for some, but doesn't work for others.
Gotta get that outside line. Come on, form it up, boys. Let's go.
Another driver that we've talked about a lot.
Big move for the lead. 14's the outside. Sorry, we're 14 and 48 have made a move. Go ahead.
Come up to the drive is 9 car of Dirt Slinger. She is with that top pack and she is booking it.
Ooh, 48 times getting into the pack at the wrong time, finds itself hitting the outside wall.
Yep, I see that. 14's out there by himself, trying to find room. Side by side with the 34, no door open there. Yep, the 9 car is choosing to go with the high line. I think that's Joe Moo and the 14 in the high line. They are a little too far back. I expect they're going to probably try and slot themselves in and get another run here. 6 cars pushing the 24 car, trying to open the door for himself down on the low line.
I'm just going to mention right now, you know who's sitting in that 5th spot? My dark horse. There's that 18 car.
Yep, he managed to make that move up with the 96 in the high line and got down before it fell apart.
That's the prime spot right there. I'm telling you, that's that dark horse I've been from the beginning of this race.
Well, we're currently on board with the 6 car in 4th. He's working with the 24 or on the 24. 18 looks like he's content to kind of fall back from this and get a run.
That's what he's trying to do. He's in, like I said, he's in that prime spot. If you can get people behind you to come with you.
Who's he got working with him? He's got the 78. He's got T-Dog, and it looks like Gaming Legend in the 3, Frankie Mania, and Nascarillo in the 22. Followed by 19, our boy Dart. Way to go, Dart.
There he is. Yeah, good race, Dart.
Laps are counting down here. Probably 2 more laps and we'll be under 5 to go. No more manual cautions. As they're coming to the line here, can you tell what we got? Oh, I'm sorry. Backstretch, my bad.
I'll tell you when they get to the line.
16 is...
Another line forming up on the outside.
Ooh, the 00 way below the apron. I don't think that was an intentional move. Cars in the wall, 3-4 wide in the back.
It's unfortunate. As we approach the line here, let's see what we're going to be at.
Still green, it looks like.
4 to go, so we were under 5.
All right, so they won't call a manual caution on that. Those 4 cars, I know it looked like 1 car was unintentionally below the yellow line and could not get back up. 6 cars got a little bit of run. Big push to the 24. 24 to the 16's bumper. 24 is intentionally laying back.
That's a good move by the 24 car. He doesn't want to make his move yet.
They are pushing hard here. They are pushing really hard. It'll be 3 to go here at the line. 3 to go at the line.
6.
12 car Elder still finds himself out front.
Elder in the 12, Allday-RJ in the 16, Fever in the 24. We got sprint car in the 6, followed by 18, 3, and 11. Big push, 11, 3, and 18 all together. Looks like the 6 is falling back just a little bit to take advantage of that push. 18 to the outside.
Oh, pushed out. He's pushed out. There he goes.
Who's going with him? He's made it all the way up side by side with the 24, outside the 16. Trying to side draft the 24. Here coming through 4. Try over.
Out of time, boys. You're gonna have to start using that outside line. Who wants to go out there and start racing?
18 side drafting with the 6. Still on the outside looking in. Got a good view over the top of the 6 car here.
2 to go at the line. 2 to go at the line.
Next time by?
No, this time 2 at that line. 2 at the
Okay.
line. One have to go at the line when they come back around.
Woke up and turned on their sims and had the single thought, I can win the Daytona 500. And right now, it is Elder up front in the
12 car. Yep, we got some jockeying going back around P10. 18 car just got hard in the wall. This is it. This is going to be white flag.
Yep, white flag here at the line.
See if we can't get on board our leader real quick.
See if anybody's going to make a move to the outside here. They're going to be doing it coming down that back stretch.
I don't think they can do something until they get to the outside, until they get off the turn.
Oh, nobody's going with the 6. The 6 jumped out there. Nobody followed him. That's where you want to do. Coming outside of the corner like that. Nobody. Ooh, 6 has a lot of momentum, though. He's taking. No, nobody's going to go.
Yeah, we're on board the 3. The 3's inside the 6. Yeah, you got to build your momentum there. Everybody's bottlenecked here.
Yeah, you can't make a move in the tri-oval of Daytona. It's not enough time. You got to do it on the back stretch of Daytona, and we're going to have Elder here at Daytona.
12, 16, 24, 3. Frankie Mania's moved up into the top 5. It looks like Nascarillo in the 22, followed by D'Artagnan.
And we have Sprint Car in 8th, Jacob in 9th, and Dalton in 10th.
Outstanding race, especially here for that last stretch, coming through 2 tough late manual cautions.
Looks like we have Daytona in 11, Joe Moo in 12th, Davo 13th. A lot of drivers out. A lot of drivers that didn't get to the very end of this race, unfortunately.
To our viewers and fans, thank you for watching. We did see the 12-car Elder come to the finish line first in our Season 3 Race 1, sponsored by Camping World. There is a trophy on the line for the winner, as well as this being a Season 3 points race. So we are going to fade to black here while we wait for getting some of our drivers into the booth with us. Can we tell who had the fastest lap? I'm pretty sure that some of the drivers have already left. So,
oh yeah, it's hard to say now at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Allday-RJ, thank you for joining us in the booth.
No problem at all.
Let's give us a few minutes and we'll get the podium finishers in here and our race directors.
Our winner.
Yep.
Winner just joined.
Elder, a nice win. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, give us a minute to get some things sorted here.
Tombstone, you mind if I interview the winner for tonight? It's up to you.
Give me
buddy.
last. Let me catch my emotions.
Yep, I planned on it.
Black
Good
Bear.
job, Elder.
Yeah, Black Bear, welcome to the booth. What was your driver handle?
Typhoid fever.
Typhoid fever.
I gotcha. Good. Thanks. Thank you, 43. Gaming Legend, thanks for joining the booth.
Yeah, thank you all for everything you do.
There's a 00.
Dalton is also here.
Yep, just saw Dalton join. Waiting to see if we're going to get Daytona or a sail back down here.
I'm not too sure about Austin. He lagged out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ogden lagged out and he backed out.
All right, so we had the 12 followed by the 16 followed by the
24.
24. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start our podium interviews with the third place car. 43, you want to lead us off? Get Fever on the mic.
Yeah, good race there, Fever, Typhoid. How was it in the car tonight?
It was pretty good. I'd like to start off by thanking Camping World for sponsoring the race. I know the beginning was a little iffy, but hopefully they enjoyed the middle to the end, put on a heck of a show there at the end. The car felt good. There was a lot of checking up throughout the race, but once we got going there in the middle parts of the race, there was a lot more clean racing, a lot of working together, better understanding of how each other drives. It was a lot of fun out there. It was chaotic, but it was a fun kind of chaotic.
Yeah, you guys certainly put on a good show, and then you could tell when the race was going on that there was a lot of big runs coming and guys jumping out of line, just not cause an issue or unfortunately being hit from behind and getting pushed up out of the line. But yeah, it was you guys did a great job tonight.
Way to go, Fever, with that third place finish.
How was Daytona? Welcome, Daytona.
Daytona, we were just going through the podium interviews, starting with P3, the 24 car.
One more time, I'm sorry.
We were just going through the podium interviews, starting off with the P3 finisher, the 24 car. You good if we continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 43, you want to interview our P2 car, 16, Allday-RJ?
Yep. So Allday-RJ, you were up there for a good portion of the race. So
had a great view of the 6 cars bumper over there, stage 2.
Yeah. Which unfortunately for that 6 car, man, he was up there and then just couldn't close out the very end. But so how for you? How did the race go for you?
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of went the way I was hoping. When I come to play tracks, I feel like I have pretty good strategy when it comes to pitting and making moves on the track and aligning myself with the right people. It actually kind of worked out perfectly because this is my rookie season with this league, and I literally knew 2 people before this race, so I actually reached out to Elder because we were both starting in the back, and I liked what I saw in the duels. So I was like, hey, you want to work together? And it took us until the 3rd stage to find each other, but I wasn't going to leave him hanging there at the end. And it was an honor to push him to the win. And just excited to start the season off.
Yeah, if I could jump in 43, was there any temptation for you being in second place both during stage 2 and stage 3 of trying to jump out there when that high line looked like it was trying to form a run?
There was once when I believe when Elder was behind me, but it was just the risk reward. Like I was really just trying to keep myself up front, get the stage points in the stages.
Smart.
I thought in the duel, I tried once or twice because I thought people would go with me, and every time I just kept getting hung out. So I wasn't really trying to make a move. If something would have, materialized on that last lap, I didn't know really what the 24 was planning on doing, so I was afraid to move out on the 12, unless it was coming to the line at the very end, because I didn't want to drop 5 spots in the last lap after being up in the top 3 or 4 the majority of the race.
Yeah, there were some cars that definitely made some bold moves and had the momentum, but just didn't have any friends to make it work.
Yeah, I just figured it would take a couple laps if that outside line was going to go. I didn't think it would work in the last lap because with the low draft, as soon as somebody moved up in front of you, it just killed the momentum of anybody that was behind. So you really had to perfectly execute it to get that run. And a couple people tried, but I never saw it work for more than maybe a lap, so I just wasn't going to attempt it.
Smart driving. 43, you got anything else for our P2?
Nope, I'm good.
Or you want to take over our interview for our winner?
Yeah, he's just pulling into victory lane. Coming out the car. Elder, come on, talk to me, buddy.
I don't have any words. I've been waiting for this moment for 2 seasons, and I don't have any words.
Your first ever Daytona 500 win with this series, and it comes with your good buddy pushing you to the win. What was it? What was your emotions coming to that white flag?
Honestly, with 5 laps to go, I mean, I just had, I just kept looking in my mirror, and I just did not want to leave that yellow line, and then I had RJ, I got to thank him. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to pull that off, because he was helping me. He was telling me what was coming from behind, and I can't thank him enough. But when I saw that white flag and I saw that I was in the lead, I'm thinking, I've been to this rodeo so many times, I just cannot do the same thing I've done before, and I cannot have it happen again. And coming down the back straightaway, I saw the 6 pull out of line, and then I pretty much knew that in my head that this was my chance to hold on and do what I can. And when I come off turn 4 and I saw nobody was taking a run, I knew it was mine, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But thank you to Camping World for sponsoring us, and thank you to Body Armor for being on the car for the 500. This car has been fast every time I've been in it, and I think I'm going to keep it for my good luck charm.
You've definitely had a long and fruitful career in the Pedal to Metal Cup series, and we've seen not only you grow, but also the league grow, even going into getting our first ever female driver. When it comes to the type of memories that you want to make in season 3, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to coming out of this season?
Coming into this season, this league has grown so much. I've grown as so much as a driver, and Daytona and Austin, they put together a great league, and I can't thank them enough for even giving me the opportunity to be here, to even have this opportunity. But this season I look for a lot of more fun racing like we've seen in the past, and just I see this season going really well. I mean, but the biggest thing is first race is over, and now let's get on to next week in Atlanta.
And a win in the Daytona 500 is definitely a good way to get you started with the point standing. So great job tonight. I know from my time on track that you had a bad fast car all weekend long. You put up an amazing fight. Hopefully we can see you in the playoffs when that comes up.
Yeah, let's just get there first.
Great win, Elder.
Now you're probably going to go pass out after this, aren't you?
Probably. I mean, I got to be at work at 7 a.m. So, I'm.
And you're I can tell you're mentally exhausted. You're physically exhausted, and you're just gonna plop on your bed and just conk out.
Probably.
Congrats, Elder. Thank you, Warrior. Yeah, this was a 100% race. We know our drivers were giving it their all. Great job, 200 laps at Daytona, and a race sponsored by Camping World. We know this was a points race, first points race of season 3. We also know a trophy was on the line. Daytona, do you have any more information for our winner reference the race?
Congratulations, Elder. You've been here for every race.
Thank you.
It was honestly, it was amazing to hear your reaction to picking up your first pro to the medal win. Like, that's what it's all about. And you've come a long way as a driver. When you first joined this league, you were on the aggressive side, and season 2 definitely improved. And look at you going out season 3, first race, picking up the win. You need to be proud of yourself. You are the first driver locked into the playoffs. Just need to let you know, if you do miss a race in between, your win is not eligible.
I ain't gonna miss a race. I ain't gonna break that perfect attendance.
I was just about to say, you haven't missed a race yet, so you just picked up your first win. I don't expect you missing a race this season. But congratulations, buddy. I'm going to be in cahoots with Camping World on getting that trophy to you, and congratulations.
Great. Outstanding. Daytona, if any of the streams has a soundbite of that actually Racecom sound of Elder as he took the win, that'd be great if we could incorporate that. I'll work with you in 43 to try and incorporate that in some of our promotional material.
And thanks, Daytona.
Go ahead, Gaming.
We all knew that.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We need to get an interview with Dalton also.
Gotcha. He was on my list. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Daytona, anything else for the winner?
No, just Elder. I'll talk to you here in a little bit in our meeting that we're gonna have.
We need to talk to the top 3 Daytona for the other stuff.
00 Dalton. Thanks for joining us in the booth.
Howdy. Howdy.
How'd it feel?
Hold on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just got a text. You guys, that whole broadcast, you guys need to check your settings on your mic, because I just got a text saying that he's not unable to hear the interviews.
All right.
So if everybody in here that is doing the interviews, go check your settings.
See it on this end. The meters are moving.
Who can't be
I'll hear
heard?
me.
How do we make sure they can hear us?
I'm pulling up the stream right now.
All right. Yeah, all I can go by are the meters. Maybe the music was background music was too loud. Maybe that was it. But background music.
It says it's allowed, so mine should be good.
Check.
Y'all hear me?
Is it one particular person?
Testing.
Test.
I might have had the background music up a little too loud, but maybe that was it. But
Dalton, talk right now.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
You're hitting the red on my meters.
All right, I got Dalton. I can hear everybody on the stream.
All right.
Warrior talk.
Background music up loud, but
Right here.
maybe that was
You hear my voice, that's good.
Y'all hear me? Yep.
Can't hear you, Warrior.
Hitting the red.
So
What do you mean?
Can't hear you on the stream.
How the heck do I? How do I?
Probably
go to
setting
your
on the
parties, party voice settings.
I tried to pump them up.
So stage 1 winner Dalton, stage 2 winner Gaming Legend. You guys will be getting $20 each for stage wins.
Oh wow.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
So Dalton,
Thanks
what you
to
guys have.
I'll buy a carton of eggs nowadays.
Hey, that's right.
This was from Gaming Legend.
Outstanding.
Gaming Legend put this up for stage winners.
Nice move.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, man.
No,
thanks.
my stage win was not playing there, Dalton. If that was the case, I would have won both of them.
Hey, I tried
But
to. I just
congratulations, buddy. You ran a
Oh
great
man, you
race
too,
there,
man. But yeah, I like the car. The Permatex Chevrolet was pretty fast. I just got shuffled back up there at the end, but I tried to get back up there and make it interesting, but if nobody goes, nobody goes. So
Hmm.
good night though. It was a little bit iffy at the beginning, but after that, after we got good settled in, it was a great race.
Yeah, great adjustment by the admins with the single file restarts. I know we were calling a lot
Yep.
of the racing action early on, and we could tell that there was some glitching going on, especially even late in one of the game cautions. It looked like a couple cars kind of got literally into each other. So great audible by the drivers and the race directors to kind of get it sorted out with the single file restarts.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It was not easy. It was very stressful. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm glad we were able to push through it. 200 laps in the books. I know we lost a handful of drivers. It sucks, but we know we had 24 racers left after everybody left, and we had some really good, solid racing for a good amount of laps until we didn't. But I will say I'm proud of. Like, I'm not happy of the start, but I'm proud that we were able to get the groove in, get some green flag racing in.
You've got
200 laps in the books.
Yeah, you've got a solid racing community you're building here, especially because we know that there was a little bit of a glitch. I jumped into the race comms, but then backed myself out to the booth, and it didn't give you guys the reminder to make sure you got us the invites. So thank you for resorting that so that we could stick with the with the plan to broadcast this premier race with your new sponsor, Camping World.
Thank you.
Legend, did you have anything else? You got the stage winner awards. We heard from Dalton.
No, I don't. Dalton, you got. Actually, I'll let Daytona tell the top three what they're getting. I don't know if he did that or not. It's his league.
No, I have
I'm just
not. So
part-time helper, so he can announce that. But Dalton, for me, you get 20.
I need.
And yeah.
Okay, so for the top three drivers, which was Elder,
RJ,
and who was P3?
Typhoids.
So the winner, which Elder will be rewarded with the trophy with $100 on top of that.
Wow.
Wow, outstanding. Yes, round of applause.
P2, RJ. RJ will be getting $75.
Nice.
And P3, Typhoids will be getting $25.
Oh, you're gonna wish you jumped on that outside line.
This is great seeing prizes awarded to race winners. That's the benefit of having a sponsor and, other peoples that are leaning heavily into the sim racing community and what you've got going on here in Pedal to the Metal. So, it's not about racing 20-some races and waiting to, see if you get a certificate at the end for a championship. But this is really nice to hear.
Thank you.
Yep, heck of an
And thank
award
you,
for
Daytona,
100% at Daytona.
I thank you, Daytona, for all that you do for this league. I will say, for Tombstone and 43, for us to close this out, we all knew that Elder had a bad, fast hot rod throughout this entire race. But I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna have you guys analyze this entire race. We started out with a lot of cautions up front, and then it ended up getting into a very, very clean race throughout this race. 42, what was some of your favorite moments from this race today? Oh, 43, excuse me.
Oh, okay, 43. My favorite moments from the race today. There was so many of them. I mean, it was the early going was it is what it is at Daytona. You're gonna have these kind of moments. Everybody just kind of starting to get settled in, but there was a lot of great racing, and I'm impressed with everybody that was able to do 100% race, 200 laps at Daytona. I'm sure everybody is probably really worn down. That's not easy. Any racetrack, but Daytona especially, because you're just sitting there for single file line, waiting to the very end. So congratulations to everybody that was able to string together a whole entire race. It's not an easy task. So congratulations to everybody for doing that.
Not only that, but we saw a lot of sportsmanship when it comes to the back markers, giving away to the lead lap cars and Tombstone. I just think that shows the level of respect that these drivers have for each other. Speaking as a driver myself, I know that I have a lot of respect for my fellow competitors to make sure that we have the best possible show that we can put on for these fans.
Great show of sportsmanship. Again, leaning heavily into guys that have come from other leagues and series. Rookies here, senior drivers here. It's a great racing community here at Pedal to the Metal Racing. I know 43 and I look forward to hoping to broadcast some more races, especially those that are going to be sponsored by our new sponsor, Camping World. So I see we have Nascarillo join the booth. Really, you got anything for us before we look at wrapping things up?
Yeah, man, this is my first race here at Pedal to the Metal, and it's been wild, and honestly, I've kind of enjoyed it. The whole like tag racing aspect. I mean, everybody gets to learn while you're in the race how everybody else runs, and I just thoroughly enjoy the experience of getting to know everybody and how everybody runs, and and all that stuff. And I finished 6th here, so I'm kind of happy where I finished, and I've been around top 15 the entire race, so kind of happy to get a breakout through that.
That's great. Yeah, 43 and I did mention that this was a lot of drivers' first times on track with each other. Duels, the field was split into 2, so having a 30-plus car field with a lot of drivers being unfamiliar, you can only expect how the racing is going to pick up as you get 10 races into Season 3.
We're jubilant for Elder and his family, and from our family to yours. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Pedal to the Metal Cup Series. It's not only just the drivers and the admins that help us do what we do. It's also the fans that watch all the streams and tune into every single race. You guys watching are one of the main reasons why we do what we do, and I wanted to give a shout out to anyone that is watching the stream right now, and thanking you guys for your dedication to our small little league here in NASCAR Heat 5.
We do have the Season 3 schedule. Daytona, if you want to talk about any of the upcoming races, we have the Season 3 schedule on the screen.
So we will be taking our talents down to Atlanta this next Thursday. For all drivers, got all week to get in their 2-lap qualifying times, and the starting lineup will be set for Wednesday night.
Outstanding, thank you. Anybody else, anything before we wrap up and click out to our outro?
I just want
to say again, thank you to Camping World. I know the beginning of the race was hard to watch, but I hope they enjoyed the show.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Thanks,
dude. We were literally coming out with the same exact sentence, dude. Camping World, I appreciate everything they've done for us so far, and I look forward to this big opportunity and this big sponsorship to continue. A rocky start. We were able to get some green flag racing in. I'm a little upset with the amount of cautions, but it's a super speedway with a lot of new drivers that aren't aware of each other's driving abilities. So, we got to take it for what it was. We still had some really good racing out there. And, I heard Elder's reaction for his win, and that right there is what it's all about. As a league owner, to hear like a first-time winner come out and express their feelings like that made me feel good about myself, about what I come out and I put on for you guys. And, I tried my best. This is Season 3, and Season 1, I started out, and it was a little rocky. But to see where I am now and to see how much respect that I've gotten from everybody that comes out and dedicates their time, I have much love for all of you guys, and especially you guys up in the booth. You guys play a big part in what we're able to put out, and I appreciate it.
Happy to be here. Happy to be
And
part of it.
I'm gonna chime in here as well. I know I've said this a lot, but this entire series has just become one entire family. Like I see y'all as like my brothers, and even Dirt as my sister, and it just the companionship that we have with each other, the way that we're like before stream, we're able to just hang out, shoot the I'm trying to censor myself. I'm sorry, but still, we're able to just hang out, get together, and just enjoy each other's company, even though we're miles upon miles apart. So I appreciate everything that you've done, and even Austin has done uh, throughout this entire series. We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of Pedal to the Metal, which I am not all too sure when that first race was published, but I'll look back on my channel and see when that first race was published.
I think Gaming Legend's raising his hand here to get some closing statement in himself. Go ahead, Gaming Legend.
Yeah, I just want to say congrats to Typhoids, congrats to AJ, and big congrats to that as an admin and putting money up, doing the things that I'm going to try to do for reaction and everybody after they had essentially was happy for Dalton there also, because they was not aware of any money that was going to be put up. But that was kind of like Daytona. Me and Daytona, like, I don't know, 3-4 times probably a day. I was so nervous because it was going to go either one or two ways, and thankfully it smoothed itself out after we made the call to do the single file reset, etc. Driving. Yeah, thanks Camping World.
Thank you, buddy. I think it's just a show of the strong sim racing community you have, that you can have 36 drivers come out. I know we lost some, but to put on a good show like this and hopefully take this forward. And I know that there's discussions for what races and how many races Camping World's going to sponsor. So we hope to continue to put a quality product out for you in partnership with Pedal to the Metal Racing here with the broadcast stream, and looking forward to seeing what those sponsored races develop to be on the schedule going forward. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We've been doing this since at least around 9:15, even with the restart. So appreciate all our viewers, appreciate everybody here in the booth, appreciate Pedal to the Metal Racing, and really appreciate Camping World. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
CampingWorld.com.
Thank you for
Go start your adventure.
Good night, y'all.